and then they get pissed off and bugger off, don't they?
Something's wrong with your audio, Paul. It's coming through. I don't think it's coming. Are you on a laptop?
No, desktop.
It's coming. It sounds like it's coming from a distant mic instead of
Yeah,
your mic.
click on your settings on top of the screen and just make sure it's coming through the headset. Also, everybody change your thing from voice to studio.
I got no control.
There's settings anyway.
No.
Well, at the top,
Right,
if you're on a PC, it's at the top of the screen.
Oh, right, this is default.
Yep.
Yeah, just change it to studio because the voice quality just jumps a little bit. It's all good. Kirk's in a different room today.
No, I'm the same room, just turned it round.
Different angle.
Couldn't be asked to do everything again.
How's that? Is that better? Hello?
Yeah, you sound alright.
Oh, right, okay, sorry. Yeah.
Sing to us.
Oh, I've got to give it some entertainment for this evening. I've provided some entertainment value.
Okay.
What you got?
No, you can't read it. Oh no!
No. Plus you have to talk. You have to talk
No,
when
I'll
you
click on
show
you.
it.
That's not all of them. I won't show you the others yet.
Oh, cool.
I'd have to get a bigger fountain pen, make them bigger. Right.
Yeah, get a marker or something.
Well, that's what it was, but it's not a very thick marker. No. Oh well.
Don't know how to make it back to.
Auto switch.
Yeah, it's not switching now because I clicked on myself, then I clicked on whoever. I don't know how to make it so it's just whoever it is who's talking. Oh, there you go. You just need to click on them again. That's there. Done. Cool. So I think that's just. I think it's just us this week.
Yep.
So how do you tell where'd you get the questions in?
Oh, I need to turn that on.
Oh, yeah, questions.
So
and
on the
answers
left-hand
as well.
side, there's a QA
Yeah.
button.
Oh, right,
Click
okay.
on that, and the questions that people are asking come up on the right-hand side.
So it's in there.
Colin Blake says, "Evening, lads,
Yeah,
and how is everyone? We are fine, thank you very much."
Yeah, good. Apart from the clocks have gone forwards, messed me up.
Yeah. So as normal, whoever's viewing, excuse me, you can click on the top of the screen, and there's a QA button, and those questions will pop up in our screen for us, which is great. Or if you want to leave comments as well, you can do that, and I can look at them on the other screen, which is quite handy. So that's quite good, and that's about it really. That's about. We're just about ready to start in a few moments. I'm just going to see if my pirate hat works. Yeah, there we go. But most importantly, yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about the one from last week that you were going to use for me. Cheers.
Well, this one.
Yeah, fuckers.
Cool. Right, so we've got them all ready to go. Right, we'll start in a couple of seconds. I'm just trying to get rid of
No,
some.
Dan.
No, Dan's not coming on this week.
Was he too pissed and he's got a hangover so he doesn't want to show his face?
I think so, yeah. Pretty much.
Evening, Dan, if you're watching.
Right, time is ticking on. So I'm guessing we better start, really.
What's the order?
Right, so order. We'll go Kirk, Stunty, Tim.
Okay.
Alright,
On my notepad.
are you ready to go?
Yep.
Yep.
About some games. I don't think we've had any iTunes reviews again, so that's fine. Shall I just double check very quickly before we start? Podcast. Oh, fucking hell. This is typical. iTunes has stopped working. Right, let's assume we haven't had any, because it's just not worth the effort, is it? Right. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to Mojo Radio, episode 352 for Tuesday, the 31st of March 2015. I'm your host, Mark Webb, gamertag, PSN ID, Webby317, and joining me on this fine Sunday evening is...
It's me, Captain Kirk, signing in.
You get to see the ugly mug in the flesh. Well, you don't if you've got a podcast. It's number one Stuntmaster.
Hello, it's Lord of Letterbox.
Well, hey, so we're all here. There's no Dan this week. He's probably drunk in a gutter somewhere. And no Sensei Switch because he's at work and he can't use Google Hangouts on his phone while he's at work. So it's just us. So I say we've had no reviews. We've had one email. So if anyone wishes to email us, that email address is fanmail@mojo-interactive.net. Send us an email. That would be fantastic. Shall I read out this one email now or do it later?
No, do it now.
Do it now? Yeah,
Sure.
let's change up the order. Let's do the email first. Hello guys. Oh, this is from Matthew Tom. Hello guys. I like the idea of the live stream. Hope it works out for all involved. I donate £1 a month as that is all I can spare at the moment, but hope to increase a few quid more in a few weeks. Thank you very much. I downloaded Horizon 2 Fast and Furious and I'm really enjoying it. And this has got me back into playing Horizon 2 after a 2-month break. Questions. Question number 1. I like to look at people's Xbox One gamer cards to compare games and to see if there is something that might appeal to me. As like the game Thomas Was Alone came across due to looking at number 1 Stuntmaster's gamer card, a game I enjoyed and completed. I'm just wondering why I cannot see your games, Webby.
That's because you've got too many on there, that's why.
Maybe. I'm not sure if I have my privacy settings so people who aren't on my friends list can see. I'll double check that actually. I'll have a look a bit later. Number 2, is it wrong that I always listen to you guys and now also watch you guys whilst in the bath after a shower? That's a bit weird. That is a bit wrong. What was that, Stunty?
Says next.
3. Apart from entertainment, do video games have any positive benefits to players? What do you think?
I think it helps develop problem-solving skills. I mean, I think it's just natural, just the activity of working out problems. It helps your mind more than anything. Physically, I don't know, I doubt it.
Well, it makes your thumb stronger.
I would say for kids it probably does. 'Cause, like some kids have to do like sort of, I think they call it motivational skills or something like that. So you could say, especially if you've got to connect with a kid, like jumping around doing like Wii or something like that.
Well,
So
yeah, my daughter does that. I mean, we still play Connect Party. Well, we did. The Xbox is upstairs now, but I mean, if we couldn't go out and sort of one day, and she's like, you can just tell with kids, can't you? Because they're sort of like they're sitting irritable and they don't know what to do. Put Connect Party on, she runs around the room for about an hour, and that's it. Bit of fitness there. So,
I think more, as you say, just problem-solving skills and stuff, especially you know the puzzle-type games, and some other games can teach you about morality and appreciation for different races of people and stuff like that. If people saw my post about Final Fantasy VII on our Facebook group a few weeks ago, I thought that was pretty cool. The way that people can relate to certain games in that way and give them real life skills. I just think that just shows some of the positive effects of gaming, you know? It's not all pimping hoes and shooting people in the face.
well, there's also coordination, isn't there, for kids as well. I mean, it's great anyway, consoles, because you get coordination and working out puzzle solving, all kinds of things, isn't it, really? So.
Yeah, especially when you get older.
Yeah.
Oi.
Okay, let's get straight into the games we've played this week. I think there's a few games that all of us have played. I just want to double check. Who's played Borderlands this week apart from Tim? Because we all know he's been playing it.
Yeah, I haven't played 2 though. I played the pre-sequel.
No, I'm
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, shall we get into Borderlands? I mean, I've not played it very much, and I know Tim is absolutely bursting at the seams to talk about it, so let's get straight into it. Borderlands, the Handsome Jack collection.
Yeah, it actually had a pretty rough start. On the first part of the week, I had a lot of frame rate issues with both it and the pre-sequel. It seemed to be it wasn't widespread either. It just seemed like it was a couple friends that you had this problem where you get into it and the frame rate would just drop. It would be terrible frame rate. I found an actual workaround that it still happens. It happened to me this morning as well. I booted up the game and it had horrible frame rate. The only way I was able to find to fix the Borderlands 2 frame rate issue was to fire up another game like Battlefield Hardline, let it boot up to the main menu, and then go back to the home screen and run Borderlands 2 again, and the frame rate was perfectly fine, silky smooth, and all that. It's a very, very weird issue. I've never seen anything like it. I haven't seen a whole lot of activity on Gearbox's forums or on Reddit or anything of this issue. There's a few posts here or there, a few days, so maybe it's not a widespread problem. Maybe it's just a few minor occurrences. But I've tried everything to try to fix this issue, from deleting the game and re-downloading it again, and I still have the issues just the same. Has anybody else experienced anything kind of technical problems?
No.
One of them?
No, I mean, I've not played it much. The only one I've played out of the collection is Borderlands 2, and that's a bit of co-op with Sly Almond and a little bit on my own, and I joined your game for about a minute earlier, Tim, and got absolutely owned. I've not experienced any problems with it. I think the graphics look really, really nice. They've up-resed really nicely, and it's been silky smooth for me.
Yeah, when it runs smooth, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
The high resolution. You could tell a big difference between the 360 version and it. When I first booted it up, I made the comment I couldn't really tell a difference, but I was having those huge frame rate issues, and everything was just kind of blurring together. Textures were all just off. I mean, and when that glitch goes on with my system, it looks terrible. But after I get it running smooth, man, it's a gorgeous looking port of the game.
Just a quick question. Are you running it on your internal hard drive or an external?
I started out on external. I moved it to internal, and I was having the same issues. Deleted the game, re-downloaded it. It's downloaded to external. And it had the issues. Copied it over to internal. Still having the issues. And then luckily, I happened to stumble upon the workaround to get it working nice and smooth for me.
Yeah, because I saw a couple of people on Facebook put that they were running external, and they didn't seem to have any issues. Which, you know, I mean, I haven't played 2, but I've been playing the pre-sequel, and that's got terrible frame rate issues on that.
I haven't worked out what causes the problem yet, but I've pretty much worked out what cures the problem, so I'm good with that. It's a little bit of aggravation, but I mean, for your average player, I'd just be cautious until they start addressing this. I haven't even seen anybody from Iron Galaxy actually done the port, and they're based out of Chicago or whatever, so it's not Gearbox proper that did the port of Borderlands 2. But actually, there was a huge issue with the pre-sequel, and I think Gearbox did that version. I had a whole lot of screen tearing. Did you see any screen tearing in what you played of the pre-sequel to Paul? Was it all been smooth?
No, it's. I mean, it starts the start of the game when the actual game loaded up. It was a little bit frame rate, you know, sort of screen tearing, and then when you start the game, yeah, it's fine. You know, it seems to be okay. It's heavy. The first little bit was fine, then you get further along into the game, and then you land on Earth. You know, it's not a spoiler, but wherever it is you land, and then there was frame rate issues. I mean, the main frame rate issues was more in the cutscenes, to be honest. But I remember having frame rate issues on the 360 because I did actually start to play the pre-sequel on the 360. But as I said, I've got trying it again now on the Xbox One. But I mean, I can deal with it. I mean, I'm used to old retro gaming anyway, so it doesn't bother me. But you think it would have been solved by now, really, because it's like, I mean, when did Borderlands pre-sequel come out? Was that last?
It was August or something like that last year.
And there's a big update as well, isn't there, for the pre-sequel?
Yeah, it was the last DLC, the Claptastic Voyage. It was the last DLC pack for the Season Pass owners, so it's kind of a big day all around for the pre-sequel. I mean, they got the next-gen console release, and they got their last bit of DLC on the same day, so it was actually pretty good for Borderlands. Pretty good day for Borderlands fans.
Right.
But mostly when I start having the frame rate issues, the biggest problems I noticed was in Sanctuary, and that's your hub city. If you're not familiar with the game, it would really drag down around there. And Bloodshot Stranglehold, or whatever, Stronghold, where they keep rolling. It gets really bad. There's a whirlpool in that level, and it really caused a lot of frame rate issues on the actual 360 as well, and let alone the Xbox One version. It was pretty bad. But once I do my fix and fix it to have a buttery smooth frame rate, everything works fine on those levels, even multiplayer games and stuff.
Did you transfer any of your characters over from the 360?
No, my 360 characters are in such high rank that I really would have no reason for playing. I mean, they're pretty much all maxed out completely, and so I just created new characters all over again, just playing through it all over again.
Yeah. Okay. I'm tempted to play it again, but I played it once on the 360 and I've played it on the Vita, so it'd be like a third playthrough. I mean, you've most probably played it more than that anyway, but I don't know. I just fancy playing, and also because of the amount of games I've got at the moment to play, that's why I just want to stick with the pre-sequel for the moment.
Yeah, I'm kind of sort of the same problem. It's embarrassment of riches, pretty much. I mean, it's game sharing. Your pile of shame is huge, and it's game sharing. That's one thing that I've found. There's a lot of games that I haven't even touched yet that are on my hard drive.
Yeah, you just can't keep up. That's the problem.
Yeah. But I really enjoy it. I mean, I love Mr. Borderlands 2. I've already actually played through the original playthrough on normal mode, and I'm on a true Vault Hunter mode with one character, and just trying to push up to where I can get an ultimate Vault Hunter and start farming some max level gear and working on the raid bosses and stuff.
How many hours have you put into this? It's only been out for you since Tuesday, so it's not even been out a week yet.
I've just pretty much put a couple hours in the evening times, and then I had one rain out day, and I was home all day, and I put quite a bit of time in on that day. So I'd say about an 8-hour day that day, and probably a couple hours every evening since it's come out on Tuesday.
Yeah, because I came online, I don't know what day it was, but I came online and you just started it. And then the next time I came online, you were at level 32. I was like, Jesus Christ, you've done a lot of hours on it. It was like, wow. And then my good friend, my game sharing buddy, Melafella, he's been moaning and whinging because it's like, oh, Tim's had it since Tuesday. I can't play it till Friday because we're in the UK, aren't we? So, and he's like, oh, look at him, he's maxed out most probably all his classes.
No, I wasn't that far ahead yet, but yeah, like I said, I think this last normal playthrough ended up being like the 19th time I've played through Borderlands 2, so it's easy to say I've become pretty efficient at where to farm XP at and move on with the story mode, so I've played through it quite a few times.
Cool. More Borderlands.
Yeah, I look forward to talking more about Borderlands. It's like I said, I've not got it to the late game stuff. I'll have more to talk on it in a future date.
Cool. Alright, shall we just get into what we've been playing then? Because I know there's some other games that not everyone's played. So we'll start off with Kirk then. Well, what have you been playing, dude?
Yeah, I've picked up a few more little games this week. One that I've really enjoyed is LA Cops. It's a bit like the game that's on the PlayStation, the Miami shooting game. That's the top-down like shooter. It's basically an 80s sort of style like cop game. Quite simple graphics on it, but you're using like the twin analog sticks to move around and shoot. But the nice thing they've done with this is that you've got two guys that you're controlling, and you can only control one at a time. So the idea would be to move your cursor to, say, a doorway, select it, so your buddy would move to that doorway facing that way, as you would maybe go to another door and try and push them through, or you could click a little bit further through the door so you both bust through the door at the same time. So it's a nice little like shooter. It's about £10-11 over here, I think.
Yeah, I think the game that you was trying to compare it to is Hotline Miami. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So if you played Hotline Miami on the PlayStation, this is sort of a similar version, but I think it's actually slightly better because it's got this sort of two-player motion that you both control the one on it. But it's a good little game, and it starts getting hard on like the levels you go through, and I'm only playing it on normal, so it's nice thing to play and pick up. So if you're thinking of just having something simple to pick up and play, then I'd definitely check it out. If you
So
can
what
get
was it like? Just a top-down, shoot people in the face type of thing, or?
Yeah. So you're walking around and you actually get to choose what type of like the two cops you want to be. And when you look at them, like I say, because it's set in like an 80s sort of like LA cop like, sort of feel. You got the guy, one with bald head, one with the big glasses, that sort of thing. So it's quite a nice novelty. And as you kill the enemy, you get to pick up their weapons. So some have got shotguns, bazookas, pistols. So it's quite a nice variety. So what I've found is that you can switch between your two characters. So if one's, say, got a shotgun and the other one's got a pistol, you could stick the shotgun guy at the door. You could charge through and shoot someone. So as they try and run after you, you can run behind your guy and let him take him out with a shotgun. But ammo's a little bit limited though, but you pick up the ammo as you run over the enemies that you've killed.
Is it a bit like Hotline Miami then?
Yeah, that's what it's like. So
Cool.
it's almost like the Xbox version of it. So
Did you disappear for a little while when we talked about Hotline Miami, comparing it to Hotline Miami?
I was wanting to clarify.
I just thought you just had a brain.
I'm here.
Yeah. It's video, but he still has them every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the music like in it? Is it 80s music or is it modern day?
A little bit. To be honest, I wasn't really, because I was concentrating more on the game, because it's very small, like little maps, or little, like you're in buildings actually. So I was more concentrated on that, because you've really got to think that the one thing they've added that Hotline Miami hasn't got is they've got you press the X button to lock on to a person, and it can be in another room because it's from like a three-dimensional top-down view. You can see into the next room, so you almost lock onto them, and it stays locked with the controller, so you haven't got to keep on pressing like the right analog stick to move towards them. So it's quite a nice feature that you can lock onto and burst through a door and then just shoot, rather than them to keep on controlling the way that you're facing. So it's a good little feature. The only downside to that is because you want to press the lock-on button as well as the right analog stick to then look towards the next person, it can sometimes get a little bit frustrating if you've got 5 or 6 people in there. But that's when controlling both the different characters comes into it, so you try and set one up to face the way that you want to cover whilst you're maybe facing another door. But the graphics is quite old school, so there's not much to it, but it's a nice feel to it. Runs really smooth because there's not much going on the screen. You might only have probably 5 or 6 enemies on the screen at once, and then you go to another room with another 2 or 3, so you probably only take out about 10 to 15 per level of a building, but you might go through 3 or 4 levels like before you get to the next stage. So I'm slowly building through that.
So who bought it, you or Webby?
I got that one.
All right, so it won't be on, it won't be on Games with Gold then. Right,
I've
okay,
been in
cool.
games for ages on
No.
the thing. Just going on to the questions that have just popped up. Funny Fig says, Alley Cops is on my list to buy now. Never heard of it before, but does look my sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it's an idea at Xbox game. I've seen a trailer for it, but I didn't actually see actual gameplay of it running, so it'd be interesting.
Yeah, definitely watch it. You'll see it's a very simple game, but like I say, the way that you control these 2 players is what really makes it, because you can't control them both at the same time. You can only select within, say you can only step 10 steps in front of you. You can't sort of send in all the way across the building. You've got to sort of think about it in small stages. So it's a good little game to sort of play.
Cool. Just going back to the question in the email we had earlier, my missus has put a question in the chat. She's obviously watching us. She put a link to Rochester University, who have done a study suggesting that people who play action games like Call of Duty actually are better learners at school than non-gamers. So that's pretty interesting. So thank you for that.
I don't know about you.
Sorry.
Didn't help me a lot.
No, I just gamed and didn't do any studying.
No, I mean, I played the Commodore, and I'm still thick as fuck.
Next game
What
I
else you played, Kirk?
picked up this week is a game called Zigart. I've only started playing the last sort of hour or so, and it's again just another little like indie game. It's set in a medieval world that it looks like you're like a sorcerer with a stick that fires out almost like lightning bolts or little bits of spells, and you're walking from room to room. The rooms are very small, so you find that the enemies are very easy to sort of kill because they're in such a small space. But I've only been playing about sort of half an hour or so of it.
Yeah, I've seen a trailer of it, and it looks very similar to the fantasy version of a Serious Sam. It looks like a very arcadey kind of first-person shooter kind of thing with a fantasy skin on it. It looks very interesting.
Yeah, the graphical wise on it looks very good. And it is 3D, but it's not. It's more of a colourful, like 3D than it is a realistic.
Yeah.
But I've only been playing a little bit, but I'm definitely going to have a few more hours into it just to get something different to play rather than the conventional, like just walk around shooters that we keep on getting. So have you been playing that?
No, I haven't tried it.
No. Yeah, check out a few videos of it. I haven't got much into it, so I can't say much more, but it's a nice little game.
Well, at least we know Webby's got it on his hard drive, and he hasn't yet to play it yet either.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be playing it probably tomorrow. Give it a little go.
Next time I've been playing a bit more Shiftlings. I was playing it on the podcast last week, and it got me back into playing it. And if anyone hasn't come across it, it's a little alien game that you got two guys on a little bit of cord that you pump air between them to make it bigger, and it's a little puzzle platformer. There's nothing really much to it. I don't want to give too much away because it is literally just moving two figures from one side to the other, but you've got to try and use a bit of thought into the game. So it's a nice little one to pick up and play a little bit.
Still not tried that yet.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know whether it's two-player or not. I'm guessing it would be. I've only played it one player at the moment, but you basically switch between the two to move them. So do it that way. Had another go on Halo this week. Try and get a bit of party going.
Is it actually working?
Well, what we've worked out is anyone with more than two in a team, that's when it falls over still. So we've done a few matches with just two of us, and it's worked flawless. So you can get into matches easy. You can join different parties, join different types of like maps. It's the actual like more than like 3 or 4 players. That's when everyone seems to get the problems. And it's just so annoying. Even when we were doing just like set up our own ones, that was when it was fine. But we just have to wait and see with Halo. It's just disappointing.
I think that Battlefield Hardline has kind of taken over the multiplayer shooting in our community at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I've had a few goes on the multiplayer this week, and it was good. Over the last week, I played a little bit, and Major Nelson's been like broadcasting a bit. And one night I noticed he broadcasts, and what he tends to do is pick a server that's got hardly anyone in it, and then joins it and then tweets out or puts a message out saying what number it's on. And I just so happened like to be playing that night, so I joined him, and then Clarky79 joined us as well, and we ended up killing Major Nelson, so that was quite good fun.
And you didn't even teabag him, did you?
No.
I would have.
Where is it? You can see that the publicity he's got. The room was full up within like seconds. Really, as soon as he set out the number, it went from like 2 or 3 in each room to a full.
Wow.
Yeah, straight away.
How are you getting on with Hardline now? I mean, I'm really enjoying the single player. I'm on chapter 6 now, and I'm liking that episodic style, and I'm liking the sneaking around as well, and just the overall story. But with the multiplayer, the only game mode I'm really enjoying is obviously Hotwire. And this morning I was playing the game mode. I can't remember what it's called. It's where the robbers actually have to rob shit. What's that called?
Blood money.
Blood money. Like
Or
Hitman.
heist mode. Are you talking about when the police are defending and the robbers are attacking?
Yeah.
That is heist mode.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool, that heist mode. I was enjoying that earlier and having a really good laugh of it.
Yeah, I think it's the best mode on the game. I've actually been playing it this week as well. It's probably I really like that mode and hostage mode, which is just a 5v5 kind of esports mode. But I had a lot of fun on it. Most of the maps I've tried on Conquest, they don't play that great. I don't know if it's just me because I haven't played enough of it and not used to the mechanics of Hardline yet. But I've not had really good fun in Hotwire. I do not like. I thought it was a very boring mode, and when you actually did get into the game mode with somebody that's actually trying to PTFO, it become pretty aggravating with the amount of explosives and RPG spam you found in Hotwire. They're kind of ruining that mode right now with the upgrade of buying an RPG in your trunk. I think they wish they would take that mechanic out of it. I think Hotwire would be a lot better if it's just small arms fire and rifle fire, and rather than adding RPGs and explosives to it. I don't have a problem with putting an RPG as a battle pickup on the ground, but having everybody the ability to run around with the RPG just is a disaster. And then you'll have people sitting C4 by the road, improvise IEDs, and just blowing people up as they drive by too. It becomes a mess with all the explosives in the game mode.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if Hardline's going to have any legs, because obviously for me I really enjoy playing Conquest, and Battlefield 4 does Conquest perfect, and you have all the vehicles and stuff, and I am enjoying this latest Battlefield, but I do miss my tanks and my planes and just that big epic feel of those huge maps, and just, it just feels like a proper war. Whereas obviously this is cops and robbers, but for me, I'm enjoying it, but it feels more like an add-on to a Battlefield game than a full game itself. And I will find myself drifting back to Battlefield 4 before too soon, I think. That's just my personal opinion.
It depends on how much TLC Visceral can give this game after launch. I mean, it depends on how well they can keep it up to balance. Right now, there is no weapon balance. There's 3 guns, rifles in the game. Now, if you're not using them, you're pretty much wasting your time. It pretty much the M16A3 for the operator and the M416 for the operator class are just dominant, and the K10 out of the engineering class, it's just a really dominant gun as well. They really need to do something with weapon balance as well. Like I said, I don't know. To me, I share the same feelings as you, Webby. I think Battlefield 4 is probably a superior game, just for the mere scope of things and how it plays out. But right now, I mean, all the traffic's on Hardline. It's the newest, greatest game out there. I mean, and everybody seems to be enjoying it a lot. So eventually, I'll probably spend most of my time here in the next few weeks just playing Hardline.
Yep, cool.
Yeah, I'm glad we got it, because it's something slightly different with the cops and robbers theme. But at the moment, there's nothing drawing me to it. No, I've got so many other games that are crying out for me to play. Whereas in the only time I ever really go on Hardline is if I see others playing it, and then I go and join them. And that's what I think is lacking.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple evenings this week when we pretty much had full squads full of Mojo clan members, so it's good fun, especially when you get friends in.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is that a spider on the wall behind you, Tim?
What?
Colin Blake's asked the question: is that a spider on the wall behind you, Tim?
That's actually a nail hole where my surround sound speaker sits, and I took it down for the podcast, so I wouldn't have a speaker over my shoulder the whole time. No.
See, I thought you were going to say it was a bullet hole from during the war.
Yeah. Sure thing.
John Anderson Kunzes also says that he did write a piece on our website about Ziggurat, so if you want to find out more about the game, just go to the website and check it out. Do it now.
Yeah, Mr. Galford's been playing something very full on the last day or two, isn't he? But we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, and I actually tested out the PlayStation 4 play share with him yesterday as well, and it worked really, really well. I think it's a feature that the Xbox One might need to add at some point. It was really, really good, really, really fun. Where you invite someone to play share, and then you can hand the controller to them as you're online, and they're playing your game and you're watching. That's pretty cool. I really enjoyed it.
Wow.
So when I get to a tough boss I can't defeat, I'm going to be calling on Galva to do it for me. Awesome times.
Might as well give him the whole game then, mightn't you?
Might as well. Anyway, Kirk, what else have you been playing, dude?
I went back to Minecraft this week because my kids play it low.
No.
I know.
What have you been building? Giant penises?
No, I've been doing it with my kids, so I have to do something normal. But you forget how simple and easy it is, and how much enjoyment you can get by just putting 2 blocks on top of each other. But it's almost like I want to go back to the Mojo community and sort of say, right, we try and build one massive like building or somewhere, or a giant penis. But it's just a shame. The only thing I would wish is they would actually put servers onto it rather than running on each other's profiles. So you could maybe buy a server almost a bit like Battlefield does. So you could actually buy a bit of server for the community, all just go in. So you haven't all got to be on at the same time, just so you can all make a little bit and then add to it. But you can see why Microsoft have paid so much for it. 'Cause I don't think you'll ever get bored of building something on Minecraft. It always seems to bring you back. I won't talk much about it because I'm sure Webby will, but the Fast and Furious DLC come out, and I fired up that for about an hour, and it looks good. Looks really good.
Did you get 500 achievements?
No, I've only literally
for an hour. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, they throw the Chivos at you for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I think that Fast and the Furious Horizon 2 it's not an add-on; it's its own game, and it's free for this week. Then it goes to £10. It's a great way to demo Horizon 2 to show how brilliant it is, but it's also a great way of also demo it. Well, getting people to want to watch the newest Fast and Furious film, which I really want to watch on the weekend when it releases here, because I'm a massive Fast and Furious fan, and I've actually gone back this week and started watching all the films again. So that's cool. But the good thing about this is if you're a fan of the films, it has the actual cars from the films, and especially that Dodge Charger with the engine coming out of the bonnet. Oh, so good. So you only get a small slice of Horizon, and the game isn't very long. I've not finished it though. I've got 8 out of the 10 cars, and it's actually narrated by Ludacris as well, and it has some really cool music. Music that isn't actually in the full Horizon 2 game. And you basically just go around and you're doing street races to earn pink slips for the cars and stuff. There's some pretty cool cars in there. I'm especially enjoying the Nissan GTR. Whoa, such a nice car. And yeah, it's brilliant. And if you've got an Xbox One, pick it up this week because it's free. Because if you don't, it's £10 from next week. So check it out. It's really, really good.
I don't know if it's worth £10 myself.
No, I don't think it is either. To be honest, I mean,
I think it's promotional materials. What it is, it does a good
definitely.
job of advertising for Forza Horizon 2, and it does a good job for advertising for the upcoming Fast and Furious movie. Standalone, I don't think it's that good. I mean, it doesn't do anything really different than what Forza Horizon 2. I mean, you're still doing the same type of races you're doing in Forza Horizon 2. Only difference is you got these custom cars now. You can't tune them though. I mean, they're pretty much the way you get them is pretty much the way they are. There's no upgrading their tires, there's no upgrading their engines that I found so far in the game. As a matter of fact, you don't own like multiplayer until I think you've got like 3 or 4 of the cars that you're supposed to get in the game mode. So I mean, it's kind of a very watered down version of Forza Horizon 2 with a lot of promotional stuff for Fast and Furious. But just the strength of Forza Horizon 2 just makes this game a good game to play. I mean, like I said, it's advertising pretty much. If you enjoy this game and you can get it for free, go get Forza Horizon 2 because that's a much better experience in my opinion.
But if you want some easy achievements, just play this anyway.
It'll throw them at you, like Stunty said, about 500 in an hour. So
yeah, I think I've got about 560 already. I mean, there's so. I mean, a lot of them are so easy to get. The one thing I will say about it though is it seems the way this game is done, it's very easy. I didn't have any problems with trying to complete the challenges or to get the cars and stuff. And the one with the McLaren, it looked like a duplicate of what I'd done in Horizon 2 anyway. Where you picked it up from and where you had to take it.
Oh yeah, it's all the bucket list challenges that are in there are pretty much bucket list challenges for Forza Horizon 2. I mean, that's pretty much what they are. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying about it being easier. When I was playing it, I said, man, this game feels a lot more arcadey than what Forza Horizon 2. And Forza Horizon 2 was already an arcadey game, but it seemed like you could break the cars loose or slide the cars around a little easier and get out of control in Forza Horizon 2 than you could with this. Even with the same difficulty assist that I usually play Forza Horizon 2, it seemed just a little bit easier.
Yeah, but they also added onto this the NOS into some of the races as well, which has never been in a Forza game ever. It's more of a Need for Speed thing, and I thought that was a bit odd to have it in there. But it's pretty cool though.
Yeah, apart from it's the wrong button to use it, which me and Peeves were talking about last night, that why they use the LB button for the NOS is just bizarre because
I changed it.
Yeah, oh, did you? Yeah, because it just felt cock-handed.
Yeah. I think I replaced like custom setting number 7 on Forza, which is like your shift up and shift down on the bumpers and your gas and brakes on the triggers or whatever. That's how I usually play. I think I would use like option 7 or 8, and I moved the nitrous to the A button, which made it a lot easier to use.
The only thing as well that I'm going to bring up, which I was so gutted it didn't have, is when you do get that. I don't know if it's a Challenger or whatever it is, the dragster-looking car. That when you actually pull away, if you give it full power, you can't get the front end up off the floor. That's what you wanted.
Yeah, even though in the trailer in the beginning it shows that car up in the air, half the time it's on the screen.
Yeah, that would have been good because I was just thinking to myself, I'm going to put it in car and just watch it go up in the air. And you can't see nothing, and then just as it comes down, you don't know where you are, sort of thing. But there we go. I'm just pushing the boundaries of what it can do.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so there's that. Kirk, carry on. We'll keep on interrupting you.
Yeah, the last game I played is Slender. Their Arrival, I think it's called.
Yep.
For me, I'm not a big horror or thriller person. Don't really watch that many films, so I don't really know why I picked it up. But it was cheap, so might as well add it to the collection. And what I enjoyed about it is it's made by Unity, which is what me and AJ are using, and you could see all the things that we're doing with our games that they've used for this game. But the concept of this one is you're a person that's gone on to a little island, and you've got this sort of island and little village that you can walk around. You pick up a little torch so you can actually see where it's got dark, and you're starting to walk into some of the rooms. That's literally pitch black, and the suspense is a bit like Aliens, that you're expecting something to happen, but there's nothing there. It's just more your mind, and it's playing on your thoughts and what you think could be in the room when you're sort of opening doors and shutting windows and looking out the window. But the torch side of it makes it a lot better because you're only just focusing on that one little bit and all the rest is dark. So it's a nice looking game. Played about an hour and a half of it, and you get to see, I don't know whether the guy's called Slender or whether it's not, but the bloke that's on the main cover of it, you see sort of in the background of the landscape, and you basically, as you're walking around when things happen, it shakes your screen and makes your controller rumble, so if you're not expecting it, it can sort of catch you off guard a little bit.
Can I just bring up something about Slender? I played it on I can't remember what I played it on. I think I might have played it on the tablet or something or other. But basically, you're in a forest, and if he sees you, he will come after you, so you have to run and just try and escape his line of sight. Is that correct?
No, it's different on the Xbox, isn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, well, the way I saw him 3 or 4 times, but I'm talking like way in the distance. The first time I saw him, actually walked towards him, but then you couldn't. Like, you're limited to where you can walk, and there wasn't any way with it all the way that he would get to you. So I don't think it's that idea, because you're almost set. You've got a certain path that you can go on. Like, you can't really venture off that much. And if you do, you just ended up at back to the same spot you probably started on. So the only one time that I actually got killed by him, he was actually within a couple of feet of me.
Yeah, I mean, I've only played it for about half an hour, and the beginning of the game, because I've played the PC version as well, and it's completely different. So on this one, you're at the beginning, your car kind of comes off the road, and then you walk into this forest and it's all light, and you're thinking, oh right, this doesn't feel like a horror game. But then you start walking down the path into the forest, and it's getting darker and darker and darker, and then you get to this house and it's pretty much pitch black. You go into the house, you look for a couple of rooms, and one of the rooms is the flashlight. And then all I did was walk around this one house just looking at stuff, and my screen started going red and my controller was vibrating. I was walking around a bit more, but it was really atmospheric. And I was just walked around the house, and I was like, well, where the frig am I meant to go? So in the end, I was just like, right, I'm turning it off now, I've got to go. So I didn't actually play a lot of it, but what I did play was, that was atmospheric, and I thought, right, I need to give this a proper go at some point, because I can see something really freaky happening. Because on the other Slender Man on the PC, you were in that forest, and thank you, and you were, you saw the Slender Man, and you could turn around and he would be right behind you, and then you'd just be dead. That just doesn't seem to work that way in this game, from what I've seen. I'm not sure if that's correct or not.
Well, the time that I died, I only died once with him, and I must have gone through quite a few stages on it before I actually got that close, and it was literally there. So I don't know whether it was like brought on by me doing something, or whether it was just that's how it happened, and maybe I went the wrong way on that particular part. But like you say, the atmosphere on it, they've done really well for very little in the rooms, and very little sort of when you're walking around the woods.
Is it still first person?
Yeah, you literally just see his arm holding a torch out.
Any achievements?
Not
that they mean much these days, but it's just nice, there is people that like to know about certain games.
Yeah, like you.
Well, I think my achievement.
Played a good sort of hour and a half of it, and I don't think you might have got the odd, when you get the one where you start and you find the first building or the first sort of, but there wasn't that much at the beginning. But it feels like it could be a lot to the game, because you are literally walking along a set path.
It's £8, isn't it, at the moment? I don't know if that's what it was when you bought it. Is that right?
Yeah, it wasn't very much, because I'm sure it was cheaper when you're you're a gold member as well.
It's like £4, I think.
Yeah. So I think Yeah, I think I did get it cheaper that way.
Blech.
It was something.
Remember to mute your microphone.
Sorry.
Yeah, so it was something different again to play, because I think that's what I'm finding at the moment, because we haven't really got that many big titles of the ones that we have. Like, really still disappointed with like Evolve, because no one in the community's really been playing it other than Euthanasia, and haven't really been joining anyone. So I think the little ones are drawing me in at the moment more than the actual big titles that are out there.
So you've played, Kirk? Played anything else? Was that it?
That's one thing I want to ask, hopefully the viewers, if we've actually got anyone like watching us. And I picked up a PS3 for my son's birthday this week. And for me, I've never owned a PS3. I've always been Xbox or older. And one nice thing is, where I've had the PS4, I've been adding all these games that we get from like each month free. And there's been some really good ones. I've been playing for the last week with my son on some of them. I must say the PlayStation Plus has been a great thing of adding all these games over the last year and a bit for me. And just to see what sort of games are exclusive for PS3, that'd be nice to sort of pick up and try, because I've never had one.
Well, there's one I can tell you about that's on offer at the moment. It's $3.99, and it's Ni no Kuni. I haven't played it, but I know Webby has, and Collie Wally, and they both rated it.
Best game on the PS3. Easy. I would actually go as far to say it was the best RPG of the last generation. It's that good. It really is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, right. Especially
But
if
it'll take you about 60 hours to complete.
That's the only problem now, because we've actually put it in my son's bedroom, so I have to sit on his bed for a couple of hours when they're in school, just play on it.
It's all right. You'll go to bed one night and he'll be getting up at 2 in the morning and playing the games.
Yeah.
And then the next morning you'll see him and go, "Why do you look so tired?" And he's like, "Well, nothing, Dad." Even though he's been up all night playing Ni no Kuni or whatever.
But again, the nice thing I've found with the PlayStation is you can share your profile. So I put mine on there, so he gets all the games from the PSN off that, and then he actually uses his for getting his own achievements and stuff. Because I don't use my kids anymore to get my achievements. Just do it myself.
Just peeps then.
Yeah.
Little Big Planet's another one. They're supposed to be quite good. I never really played them on the PS3. So my daughter had a go of, I think it was one of them, but she didn't really seem to. I don't know. My daughter likes the action heroes, so it didn't seem enough for her. What Little Big Planet did with Sackboy, but I know it depends. Everyone's different.
The only one thing I'm a little bit disappointed with is I've got the PlayStation 3 Super Slim, and they're not backwards compatible, so I can't play
At all?
No, I think it's only the fat one and the normal Slim, I think, that can actually play PS1 and PS2 games.
Well, no, it's only yeah.
Only the original, the very first PS2 can play PS2 games. After that, every other PS3 can only play, obviously, PS3 games and the PS1 discs. None of them can play the PS2 games after that first fat model. I think it had a 40 gig hard drive in it or something.
Yeah, it had an SD slot, didn't it, as well?
Yeah. So if you want to play PS2 games, you're going to have to get a PS2, mate, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we was just taking him out over the weekend to choose some with his money he got, and I was looking at the PS2 games, and it's just a shame I can't use them. I might have a look at the PS1 games that I've probably got up in the loft.
But most of the best PS2 games have been remastered anyway, to be fair.
Or they're on the store as well, aren't they?
Yeah, can't you do PlayStation Now with the PlayStation 2 games? Is that not an option?
I don't know, but all I know is that there is quite a lot of the PS2 games that are on the PS3 store. I mean, stuff like the Warriors and stuff like that I've seen on the PS2, the store page.
Yeah.
They don't release everything. I must admit, there's not. I don't think there is as much. Whereas the PS1 stuff, there's a lot of that on the store, and as I say, you can get the discs that will play in your PlayStation apart from your model. But the PS2, there's dribs and drabs, but there's a lot of the later stuff they haven't pushed yet at all. Got a huge back catalogue if you think about it, Sony, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Galford just put on Twitter. He's obviously listening. He recommends The Last of Us, the Uncharted series, and Demon Souls. But be warned about Demon Souls from personal experience. I've got it on the PS3, and it's probably the hardest game that From Software have made out of that series, because obviously they made the Dark Souls and now Bloodborne. I think personally Demon Souls is the hardest one, and that's the very first, but it is really, really good.
But that's coming from somebody that cheated their way through Dark Souls 1.
That's not cheating, it's bringing other people into your world. It's, you know, I'm sure I'll be doing it on Bloodborne, and I'm sure at some point when I pick up Dark Souls 2 for the bone, Brady Boy will be there to help me again.
And drop you
Don't
all
do
the
it,
best.
Brady Boy.
Make him
Don't do
earn
it.
it.
One thing that I'm finding, especially my kids are getting older now, that I'm getting to the point that I can now share my gaming, the history, you could sort of say that. So like I got him to get Mass Effect, so he's got Mass Effect 2 and 3 that he's going to play on there. So hopefully I can show him some of the games that we all like grew up on and started with, and then
Well, like Gears and Grand Theft Auto, and you know.
yeah, not quite yet.
Oh, right, okay.
No, yeah, not old enough yet for that.
Well, you or them.
But it's nice to have like you say, the back catalogue. I've had a look through like the store, and there is some good stuff on there, and it sort of brings back memories of what you used to play. And you're trying to say, well, this is, the graphics may look great, but this is what we started off on. So it's nice to see something different on there. But no, definitely check some of those games out.
Definitely some nostalgia going on.
Yeah. No, that's it. But no,
Cool.
meal done.
Nice one. Stunty, now you've stopped wandering around your room and spinning your chair around. What have you been playing?
No, I had to do the curtains, so I wasn't born in a barn, you know. Right, so what have I played? I better talk about the main game, haven't I? That everyone's sitting here waiting for the last hour for us to have played. Rambo. No, sorry. Bloodborne. Appeared. Where do we start with Bloodborne? Jesus Christ, this game is hard.
The good thing about Bloodborne, I think, is people who are massive fans of the Dark Souls and Demon Souls games are going to really enjoy this, but they've changed the gameplay style enough that it's completely different. And what I mean is, as someone who played a lot of the first Dark Souls and has only played a little bit of the second one, the gameplay is very similar, where I always played as a dude with a sword and a shield. So I'd always run around with my shield up, you know, waiting for an enemy to attack me, and then once I've blocked it, I'd hit. In Bloodborne, there's no shield. You have a weapon in each hand, which makes you go into battle more aggressive, because as I say, there's no blocking. And the good thing about the combat is, when an enemy, like, say they're mid-swing of a sword or an axe or whatever, if you hit them first, it staggers them so they can't finish their move. So there's a lot of tactics going on and learning the enemy behaviour and how they attack you and stuff to actually defeat them. It kind of reminds me of a Mega Man game, but 3D, running around, where you learn patterns of the enemies and the bosses, and that's what makes it a really fun challenge, even though my PS4 controller has nearly been smashed on many occasions this week.
But it does have its moments. I mean, there's little bits in it of Dark Souls where I remember with the skeletons, where all of a sudden you come up against the skeleton, and all of a sudden it just goes blitzo in front of you. No reason at all. You know, it just does that, and I've had that with this as well. Personally, I love the game. I'm absolutely crap at the game. And I'm absolutely, and I will say that I'm terrible at this game. I've got to the bonfire bit, and I still can't get past that at the moment.
Oh, I struggled on that.
I think this game is harder than Dark Souls and Demon Souls. Now, I've played Dark Souls, and I got a lot further. I never finished Dark Souls, but I got a lot further than what I have so far in a less time, and Demon Souls as well. It's got the same hub as Demon Souls, as in the way it's not bonfires. You go back to a main hub world, which is what Bloodborne does, which is good. I don't know what to say. I mean, the effects, the game graphically wise looks beautiful. I've been wearing headphones on it. Looks, it sounds awesome. It's got that great look about it. I don't know what else to say really, but it is a really good game. But as I say, I can't say too much because I just haven't got far enough in it. But
yeah,
I'm gonna give it a good go this week because I've got a lot of time, in the evening. So I'm gonna give it a proper.
I've got a bit further than you, Stunting. It would have been nice to have someone on who's obviously played it a lot more than us. But I've sunk about 4 or 5 hours into it this week. Struggled at first, I really, really did. I started off as a dude with an axe, and I was told that using the cleaver is actually a bit more noob friendly because it's a bit quicker. And that was from our resident expert, Galford. So I went on yesterday and I was like, mate, I'm really struggling with this. And Galford said, well, we'll get in a party chat and we'll do some share play on the PS4. So I was like, all right, cool. So share play on PS4 is really, really cool. So when you're in a party, it has an option for share play. You click on that and he is watching my game, and then there's another option for me to hand the controller over. So I hand the controller over to him. He's like, right, Webby, this is what you're meant to do. This is how you get past this first bonfire, because that seems to be the first point in the game where people struggle. So he got me through that, and he was like, right, here's your control back. You can carry on. I've shown you how to basically do it. So anyway, we ended that, and I've spent quite a bit of time doing that, more of the game today. Did some party chat with Sensei Switch earlier, and he said to me, so in your main hub world there's a guy who sells stuff. So and he sells like armor and stuff. So what I did was I farmed a load of what they call blood echoes, they're not souls, and then I bought the whole outfit, which makes you a lot more tougher to defeat. So I did that, and I went back into the game and I defeated that ogre who's banging on the door. And I found like a secret area through some barrels and unlocked a door. So basically, to get back to your hub world, throughout the game, there's these like old-fashioned Victorian London-style lanterns. So you light the lantern, and it gives you the option to go back to your hub world. So there's this one, the first one you get to in the game, there's a gate that's locked, and you're like, right, I'm going to have to unlock that later. So you go this really long-ass way round, and there's all these enemies, and there's that bonfire and stuff, and then basically you work your way round, and you go down the secret route, and you can unlock that gate from the other side, which brings you to a shortcut. Very much like the Dark Souls games, the world is designed in such a cool way that once you unlock the shortcuts, you cut off like 30 minutes to an hour at a time of gameplay by just getting to that area, that that shortcut way. So that's really, really cool. So I defeated the first boss today, and I'll tell you what, it was epic. These games, because you have to go through so much, because all the enemies respawn and you have to redo stuff over and over again if you die, there's that extra tension when you're facing a boss, because you're thinking to yourself, fuck, if that boss defeats me, I'm going to have to go through all this hassle of going through the level again, defeating all these enemies, and then do the boss again, which is a pain in the ass. So I was fighting the boss, I was thinking, fucking hell, my heart's pumping. I actually defeated him first time, which, wow, it was such a good feeling. And I defeated the boss, and then there was another lantern behind. Went back to my hub world and saved the game, and that's where I've got to today. So I've not actually gotten super far into the game, but it's taken me a good chunk of time to actually get there. And the other thing about this game is you can't actually start leveling up your character until after you've defeated that first boss. So it's actually very tough to actually get there in that initial, get to that initial boss. So once I'd done the boss, I went back to the main hub world and started leveling up my dude with the blood echoes that I had acquired from that boss and the enemies I'd defeated along the way. But everything else is very Dark Souls. The game does not pause when you press the start button. The menu selection is pretty much exactly the same, and it's very gory. The graphics are fantastic. It has those amazing backgrounds of the sun and the buildings and stuff, and it's one of those games which it's very frustrating. I mean, I've had times with this game the last few days where I'll be like, right, my controller's going down, I've got to play something else, or just walk away for a few hours because it's really fucking pissing me off. But that feeling you get when you get past a section you've been stuck on for so long is just, so good. And when you get to that next lantern and you think, fucking hell, I've actually can progress from this kind of safe zone now, that's just such a good feeling. And I can see why it's got the high review scores, but I would say that people who do not like Dark Souls type of games will not enjoy this game at all. They really, really won't. It's very hard, very frustrating, and you have to put a lot of effort in. But yeah, it's a fantastic game, and you know that's one of the reasons why the PS4 has been on more than my Xbox this past week.
I think it's going to sell well, because I've noticed that my friends this week, the end of this week, hell of a lot of people have been on playing Bloodborne, so I reckon it's going to sell really well.
It's going to sell consoles too. I mean, I have full plans to pick up a PS4 just for this game.
And will you soon, or don't know?
As soon as possible. I don't know exactly when. I ain't got the money to do it right now this instant, but I'm working towards it.
Yeah, well, they're actually doing a bundle in the UK, PS4 with Bloodborne and The Order. I'm not sure what the price is. I think I looked at it. It was pretty good. Yes, that's a pretty good bundle, really, if you're looking at picking up a PS4. I'm sure they'll be doing similar stuff in the USA, but picking up a PS4 with those two exclusives, I think, is a no-brainer, to be quite honest, because no matter what the reviews say, Bloodborne is still a great game, and I think it's a game that every PS4 owner should play. It's a technical masterpiece, and then obviously with Bloodborne, which is the highest-rated game on this generation so far, is just a must-play for PS4 owners. And I think you're right, Tim. It is a reason to buy the PS4 now, because the PS4 has been lacking decent exclusives. I know Drive Club has been reviewed very poorly, but it is a game that I do enjoy on the PS4 as well. Those games, they are a reason to get it, and I'm personally very glad that I do own a PS4, because with those games and Final Fantasy 14, at the moment it is the game. It is the system I'm spending most of my free time on.
The only thing I'm going to say about Bloodborne, the only negative, and I don't like doing negatives unless I have to, is if you do die, the loading time for that takes quite a while, and it makes it even more you don't want to die, because it just, what is it, about 30 seconds to 40 seconds, isn't it, delay before it reloads again and you start back in the beginning?
Yeah, something like that. Just
45 seconds to a minute, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, but apparently they're going to be patching that, aren't they? And there has been a few apparently there's some game-breaking glitches in the game. I actually had an issue when I first installed the game. I played about an hour, saved it, obviously just by quitting, and then turned off my PS4 and did some studying or whatever, and then a couple of hours later I came back to my PS4, thought, well, I'll give Bloodborne another go. Tried to load the game, and it was saying, cannot load your save. The game hasn't installed. I'm like, how's it not installed? The game's on. I'm in the loading screen here. Why isn't it? And apparently it was quite a common problem, and there was quite a few threads online of people trying to do different fixes. So all I did was I just deleted the game off my hard drive and then reinstalled it, and it worked fine. But that was a bit frustrating. And there's another glitch which I haven't experienced, but it's been on IGN this week saying that there is a game progression bug, but I'm not sure what it is. It's like apparently you can't acquire some item to progress the game. It's a glitch, but they're going to be patching that this week as well. So, but I'm guessing not a lot of people are going to get that far that quick, because it's fucking hard.
It's nice to see on Twitter a few of the Dark Souls dudes that are playing this, and just their stories already. They're telling us about, what did you do with this, and bits and bobs. And It's a shame I can't be in with them because I'm too far behind, but it's just good to see it. I mean, hopefully at some point maybe those guys could actually give me a help on bits and bobs that when I do actually progress into the game. I am going to give it my full attention this week anyway. But
Yeah. Yeah, that's the good thing about these type of games is the community aspect. If you get stuck, all you've got to do is ask someone who else is playing it, and people are more than willing to help you out or tell you where they've gone or how they've done it. I haven't got far enough to see how the co-op works in this game, and it's something that I really want to check out and see how it works. And I'm not sure how many player co-op it is as well, because I know Dark Souls 2, the new version that comes out next week, is going to have 6-player co-op. I really want to see how many player co-op this is. I've not looked into it. I don't know. Is it just one person coming to your world and help with the bosses? I don't know. I don't even know how it works, how you get people in or anything. So I think that'll be quite an interesting thing to see in the coming weeks, because I'm sure there'll be more than enough people willing to come into your world and help you out.
But no, good, very, very good game so far.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. It's I'm really glad I picked it up this past week. So it's really, really cool.
Mm.
But before you move on to your next game, Stunty, I just want to say we've had a question from Gavin Wolford. Gavin asks, has Kirk's beard got any bushier since last Sunday?
Yeah, it's got colder. That's why. I have to grow it when I'm working outside more.
Oh no!
So when it gets to the summer, it all comes off. So.
And James Laidlaw says, don't know if you saw the PlayShow video where someone deleted all of a kid's Destiny characters. Unrecoverable, pretty funny when he started crying. That's not funny.
We spoke about that before, actually.
I've not heard about this. So
Yeah.
you did PlayShare with somebody, handed over the controller, and that person went and deleted all their characters.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
told
God.
him to leave the room to do something. He said, "Oh, just go and do something else and give me an hour just to sort it out for you." And then, as I said, yeah, he came back and deleted everything. And he did get onto Activision to see if they could reinstate the account, and he couldn't.
No way.
But why would you do? I don't know. Why would you do such a stupid thing? But then at the end of the day, that kid's learnt his lesson, and he most probably not, be a bit more careful who he trusts in future. So
Yep.
at least it's not money. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it could be. Imagine that. Someone going, I don't know how far you can get with the share, but could you go into the in-game, like, buying? Like, actually
Well,
start
yeah, but
buying
you'll be
stuff?
only buying it on his profile. You can't transfer it to another profile, can you?
No, but as in, like, the one with game credits. Imagine if someone went on and bought, like, £100, £200 worth of in-game credits.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this on the PlayShare?
Yeah.
So the way the PlayShare actually works is it only works in the game. So if you are outside of the game, it won't it won't work, because it came up when I was in the party chat options. It said, hand the controller over, but then it said this person can only see and control when you're actually on the game. So when you're on your system menus and stuff like that, they can't see it or control anything.
It's
That's
an hour
great.
as well, isn't it?
Oh, I fucking got a clue.
I think I was told it was an hour. You get an hour to do play share, and then that's it. Your time's up, but then you just push the button again and go back into it again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's a bit like your mobile, where you can phone from your home phone for an hour, put it down on the last minute, and then phone back up and phone
Yeah.
around again.
well, it's a good idea in some ways, because just in case you forgot you were play sharing, just left it.
Yeah, so anyway, back to Bloodborne. It's really, really good. I'm really loving the level design, loving the gameplay. It's just wow, but be prepared if you're going to pick it up to be very frustrated.
Yeah.
I can see a few controllers getting broken with this game for sure.
I can't wait to get in a party chat with Switch.
Oh, yeah, well, he's not as far as me, and I was in a party chat with him earlier, and he was, because obviously he's very addicted to Final Fantasy XIV, as well as I am at the moment. It's just a fantastic game, it's brilliant, but he's put a little bit of time into Bloodborne, and he's actually enjoying it, and he's been farming and stuff, so, but yeah, he's always an entertaining person to have in party chat, definitely.
That's the one thing that, as I said with Bloodborne, the farming aspect at the beginning. I did what you did, as in just got all my gear up to the top, what you can do, and that's it. I can't do any more because I need to progress through the level to the next bit. So whereas your likes of your Dark Souls, you could actually just start farming. Not in 2, because I did hear that 2 you could only farm an area for so long, and then eventually the enemies do disappear.
Yeah, that's correct.
But on Dark Souls 1, you could actually farm for ages. Just
Yeah.
The XP.
I think in Dark Souls 1, I spent about 20 hours just in that first area just killing dudes, and that was about it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right, other games. Borderlands Precinct we spoke about anyway earlier. I haven't played enough of it. I don't. The funny thing, the reason I stopped playing Borderlands Precinct is because of the oxygen things. It's different to 2. When you're on the planet, whatever planet it is, I can't remember which planet it was, you have these oxygen bubbles. And when you're not in the oxygen bubbles, you're going to die. So you have to sort of move between areas quite quickly. But it's quite hard because you have enemies on your case. So you're trying to shoot them and you're trying to get to where you're getting to. And I don't know, it frustrated me slightly. I was playing on my own, but that's the only thing about that game. It's not as good as 2 from what I've played so far anyway. But I'll tell you more next week.
Yeah, it's pretty much the sentiment from all the Borderlands fans that pre-sequels probably got a pretty decent story, but it's nowhere near the quality of Borderlands 2 is.
Yeah. So, GTA heists. I've been playing. I've done 3 of the heists now. I've been playing it with myself, Dougie, Steffi Business, and Steffi's mate. I think it's Malika. Yeah, we've had a lot of fun. I'll start going. I'll go back a little bit before that, and that is the week that you were on with AJ, because I know you brought it up last week, Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is that night that we played with AJ was the most funniest night I've had in ages, because AJ was absolutely slaughtered. He was so pissed, it was unreal. It was funny because we had to try and nick an insurgent vehicle, and what does he? The first thing we tried to do is we have to get to this place, so we all jump in 2-seater cars, and there's him moaning because he can't get in the car. So that was quite entertaining. And then what does he do? He runs around the front as we're driving off, so I'd run him over. So it's quite funny as well, just seeing AJ just sprawling all over the floor on the pavement. And then we nick the insurgent, and then we get back to our base, and for some reason he blows it up just outside our base. So that was when you jumped in that night and then had to continue on with that mission. But it was quite an entertaining night with AJ. I know he's not been very well recently, so I hope you're getting better, mate. Anyway, so but yeah, I've been playing a few more with, as I said, the people spoke about, Dougie and Steffi and Malika, and I love it. It's great. It seems to be a bit quicker now because we've got the hang of it, working out how to do the heist and how to get it started. It's fun. I mean, it's good fun when you've got different people doing different things. I'm not going to go into the missions because we're a lot further now, and some of the missions we might have done other people haven't done. But I think it's a really good thing. It's a shame it's over 1.5 years too late, really, because I think a lot of the communities most probably moved on or played it on the 360. But yeah, it's really good. Has anyone else played any more heists? I know you played some, didn't you, Tim?
Yeah, I've played a little bit. I haven't played any since last week, though, to add anything. I think I've pretty much at the end of the labs heist. That's as far as I made it, as far as the order of everything. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun, especially that prison breakout mission. It was pretty hard when you set the settings to hard, but we had to put it down to normal to actually get through it. So I look forward to maybe one day getting a character or a team up strong enough to where we can actually run through it on hard.
So, what time do you guys normally do these heists? Because I never see you online when you're doing it, and I want to join in and have a go because it looks really interesting.
Well, we've been playing it Wednesday and Thursdays. I mean, you've been on, but you've been playing TV.
I've actually now disconnected my Skybox from the Xbox, so you can't actually moan at me for watching TV on it now.
So all we see now is you on the dashboard.
Or off. I don't have it
Your
on unless
friend.
I'm playing something on. We're in party chat now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be struggling the next 3 weeks because my missus' family are over from Australia for 3 weeks, so I'm not actually going to be playing probably any Xbox at all. So the podcasts from my end are going to be really boring because I'm going to be like, well, I've not played anything. It's down to you guys. But after that, I will be very interested in doing some heists because they do look pretty epic, and I would love to do it. But it's just setting that time. It's getting our times to sync. It's quite difficult. It sucks being older.
Yeah, but it's fun. I mean, it is just good fun. I mean, the thing I like is it's quite intense because you only get so many lives and different, as you say, different characters. There's 2 people go off and do something else, and then there's 2 of you doing something else, and it's like, and you're sort of saying, oh, what are you up to? And they're telling you what they're doing, you tell them what you're doing. The good thing about it is, like, because I've done 3 of the heists now, if I do that 3rd heist again, I won't do what I did, last time, because I'll just do one of the other bits because I don't want to go through that whole section again. So it gives everyone the opportunity to do the different parts of the heist. It's fun. It's good fun. It still has its funny moments where it crashes, though, I'm afraid. Whereas you set up a heist, and I think if you leave it too long, I mean, we were trying to get Douglas in for quite a while because he was struggling to get in, and then when we did get him in, we couldn't get the heist to start, so we all back out. And the problem is you then have to wait for it to load to go back to your home. Luckily, you can just, whoever set up the heist, if they go back to their proper home, then they can just push the button and we'll all get back into the heist again. But no, it's good fun. I'm enjoying it. But I mean, I normally play it Wednesdays and Thursdays, and we have quite a laugh playing it as well. I mean, it's quite funny seeing like Dougie sort of trying to do the parachute down and sort of miss where he's supposed to go, or sort of just lands on top of a building and then falls off the building and just kills himself. So that's it. We're down to 1 life already. So
sounds like a lot of fun. It really does.
Yeah,
I think that this GTA has done right. I mean, I think a lot of people are actually having a lot more fun with the online component of this game rather than the single player, because it's basically it's your character you make, and the whole world is open, and you can do a lot just on your own, and then when you add your friends and now these heists, it just kind of makes it its own game, just that multiplayer component, and it's just a lot of fun, and it has a lot less of the sex and violence that a lot of people hate as well, so that's always a bonus, I suppose.
And then there's the little things that make you laugh when you all jump into this room. You go into this room where this guy will tell you what's going on with the heist and what you're going to be doing, and the camera pans round to all 4 of you in the room, so you get to see all your characters and what you're wearing. Everyone's wearing some right fucked up stuff. So, and it's just quite, it's just funny, really, like, blimey, who's that one there? Oh, that's me, sort of wearing the wife beater's outfit or something like that. So, but yeah, good game. That's about it, really. I've got 2 little games I'm going to just talk about. As I'm playing, I'm trying to play my 360 sort of like half hour every night, just to keep the old girl going. And I'm still playing Alan Wake. I won't talk any more about it because I still haven't finished it actually, but I am still playing.
Best game ever.
So, but I picked up in game I think CEX actually Grid Autosport, which is a game that I played last year. Actually, I rented it last year, but I didn't really give it a proper going over because it was a rental game, and I think it came when there was a lot of other stuff out. But yeah, it's good. I'll tell you what though, it's after playing Fast and Furious and then playing Grid Autosport, it's a bloody lot harder. It's it just reminds me of the Toka series, the old games from the PS2 era.
I think that Project Cars will be quite similar to the Grid games, to be quite honest.
That'd be good. So, but yeah, no, that's all I say really. Grid Autosport. If you still play your 360 and you fancy a car game, pick it up. I mean, I only paid £10 for it, so it's quite cheap now considering it was a full price game. And the last game I will talk about, which is something I picked up today actually, it's on the because PlayStation have got another Easter sale at the moment.
Ooh.
And there's not really much on there that I really want, to be honest, because most of the stuff I've either got or my game sharing buddy's got for me. But there was a game on the Vita that I picked up, and it was Silent Hill, Book of Memoirs. Now I'm having a bit of a Silent Hill breakdown at the moment. I seem to be sort of trying to play all of them at the moment. I'm still playing one at the moment as well. This is a funny old game because it's not set the same as the Silent Hill series, as in they're normally third-person sort of how do you say it? Like a first-person shooter going along, through rooms, that kind of style. This is set as like a top-down Diablo-style game. It doesn't have that Silent Hill vibe about it, to be honest. It doesn't feel like a Silent Hill game. It feels like something else, but they've just put that over the top of it to say it is that. The puzzle elements are very easy. I paid $3.99 for it, which is what I paid today for it, and I'd say that's what it's worth. So if you do want to play something on the Vita, pick it up. It's $3.99. I wouldn't pay 16 quid for it, which is what it normally is. But every level feels the same as the one before, but I'm just doing the same again, where you're just destroying enemies. It's not really much else I can say about it, really, because it just seems very basic, and I was a bit of a letdown, really, but there we go. So that's it. That's me done.
Cool. I just want to mention before we move on to Tim, we've had another question. For those of you watching live, you can post a question on the top of the chat. There's a little button. If you click on that, it's like a little square of dots, and it'll come up with a QA button. Click on that and you can send us some questions. It's right up there somewhere. Funny Fig sends us a question. RBI Baseball is coming to Xbox One. I just want to let people know this is USA only. Do baseball games play well? As I am thinking of getting it but never played a baseball game before. I want to say it depends if you want an arcade type baseball game or a simulation type baseball game, because I play MLB The Show on the PS4, which is really, really good, very simulation. Then I picked up RBI Baseball on the Xbox One, and I didn't like it at all, because it's literally the dudes will stand there and they're just like, you don't even walk, they're just like this cardboard cut, and they're like moving, and then you just hit the ball, and then there's another dude who catches it. That is it. So if you like arcade stuff, then yeah, pick it up. But if you want something a bit more realistic, I would recommend MLB The Show for the PS4. That's just the premium baseball experience. And MLB 15 The Show is actually out in 2 days' time. So pick it up. I'll be getting it, and I'll be whipping your butts online, just letting you know. Anyway, Timothy, go ahead.
Well, one of the big disadvantages of following those two gentlemen that previously went before me is they didn't really leave me nothing to talk about. They've pretty much played everything that they have played. It's pretty much been just a solid week of Borderlands, or the Handsome Collection, and Battlefield, and a little bit of Smite. So other than that, I can't really add anything to the conversation this week as far as what I've been playing.
I'll ask you something about Borderlands, because I've never really played it that much before.
Sir.
Would it be better off getting the Xbox One version, or just picking up an old copy off, like, from the 360?
Actually, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you care about playing with some of your friends and your friends have got it on Xbox One, probably a good reason to pick it up there. It's definitely the better looking version of the two if you're just looking at the console version. I'm sure if you have a PC capable, which it doesn't take much for Borderlands 2 because it's a rather old game in the scheme of things, PC is probably your cheapest option if you want to play through it like that. That's what I would recommend. It just depends on where friends are, and if you want to play co-op with them, which version I would recommend going to get. Other than that, that's me, Webby. Let's get into what you've been playing.
Okay, yeah, we'll just get into what I've been playing then. I'm actually I'm sitting here trying to add Peebs into the call, because he's just sent me a message on Skype trying to get in, but he's not sure how to get into the Google Hangout, so I've just been trying to explain to him, because he's not actually in my circle. So we'll try and get Peebs in a minute, which will be very cool. All the ladies can check him out on video. Awesome times. Okay, so I've only played a few more games than what we've already discussed this evening, and unfortunately, I'm going to send you all to sleep because all of them are Final Fantasy games. Firstly, I want to say that I've been playing Final Fantasy Type 0, which is awesome. I'm really enjoying it. So, it's very different to other Final Fantasy games, with obviously the amount of characters that you can control, and it's in a school setting. But it's got a lot of tactics involved, whereas I've had sections where I have to control armies on a battlefield and like tell them where to go, and we have to defeat the enemy, and it's very tactical, so that's pretty cool as well. The music, as I say, with any Final Fantasy game, is absolutely brilliant. The graphics do let it down a little bit, obviously because it's upgraded from a PSP game, but overall, for a Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy Type 0 is definitely worth your money. It's really, really fun. So that's all I'm going to say about that, because I know a lot of people aren't really digging Final Fantasy. So move on to the next game, Final Fantasy 14 A Realm Reborn. Been playing that. I'm at level 48 now, so for those of you who know about Final Fantasy 14, that's pretty good. Max level is 50. I'm getting there with the story, and I'm really enjoying it. Still completely addicted to that. That's why my PS4's been hammered this past week with Final Fantasy 14 and Bloodborne, so that's pretty cool. Last game I want to talk about is actually, I don't talk about these type of games very much, mobile phone games. So this week, another Final Fantasy game was released on the phone, and it's called Final Fantasy Record Keeper. And any Final Fantasy fan must pick this up. It's free, and basically it's all the Final Fantasy games kind of in one little phone game. So what I mean by that is it tells its own little story, but you play classic battles from old Final Fantasy games in a 8-bit kind of graphics, and it's all turn-based, and it has all your favourite characters from all the Final Fantasy games, and you can mix and match your teams, and you go and do those battles that will be very familiar to you if you've played Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Has all the music from those games in those battles, has all the bosses from those battles. Just as a prime example, in Final Fantasy VII, you face a boss. The very first boss you fight in the reactor is this Scorpion, and if you guys remember, he lifts his tail, and if you attack him when his tail's up, he'll shoot a laser at you. Well, that's exactly the same in this game. All the tactics that you used in those games before, the same tactics you use in this phone game. It's just pure nostalgia, and it's just, mate, I've just been sitting there on the sofa on my phone just playing this game. It's fucking cool. But the only letdown is there is some in-game purchases which you can make. I've actually not made any because I'm enjoying the game without it, but you can buy extra weapons and shit like that with real-world money to use in it. But you can do one free draw a day, which will give you some cool weapons and buffs for your characters anyway. But I'm not having any problems playing this game and not spending a penny. It's just pure fan service, and I'm really, really enjoying it. It's just absolutely brilliant. And yeah, check it out if you're a Final Fantasy fan, I suppose. It's really, really good. That's all I've played this week on top of, obviously, the other games that we've discussed. Any questions? No?
No.
That's fair enough. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to quickly try to get Peebs in. I'm not sure he knows how to fucking work this shit, so we might not actually get him in because he's now on Skype and he's not replying to any of my messages, which is unfortunate because it'd be really nice to have him in here, to be quite honest. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go to some of the questions. This question's for Dan or Switch, so I won't do that one, for obvious reasons. Sonny J Flack asks a very important question. What do you like better, cheese or ham?
I don't like cheese anyway.
Is there something wrong with you?
No, I just don't like cheese. It comes from your feet. So there.
How can anyone not like cheese? My answer is I like them both together.
Yeah, pepperoni.
Oh yeah. That was easy enough. Okay. Is that all the questions we've had? Elliot Hanton says, you go back in time and can tell one thing to one person in history. Who do you talk to and what do you say?
Good.
I don't know.
Go back to myself with the lottery numbers.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think you mess with the past. I don't think that's a dangerous, slippery slope, as Back to the Future 2 has taught us.
Well, yeah. Look at Michael J. Fox. I mean, look at his mum. So.
Oh dear. Right. I've tried to invite. There's about 8 Peebses on here. I don't know if I've invited the right one in or not.
No.
We're about to meet one, whether it's the right one or not. We're about to meet Mr. Peebs.
Well, it had Peebs and a 10 on the back of a football shirt, so I'm kind of guessing that is Peebs, because who else would have that?
I don't know. We had Peebs, people that were using Peebs' name, didn't we, on Twitter? We set up bogus accounts, didn't we, years ago?
Yeah, I think I still. I don't know if I still got that on my Twitter. Actually, I don't know. Any news, Tim? Have you got any news for us? Because you're normally the newsman.
There's been a very slow news week. The only major news we got is delays. The Batman games got delayed like 3 weeks, and Zelda's got pushed out of 2015 and into the future 2016 probably. Zelda's got pushed out of 2015 and it's no longer expected this year, which is unfortunate for Wii U owners because that was a major game that was supposed to be coming this holiday.
Do you think that they've pushed it back so they can launch it on the new Nintendo console that's supposedly coming out in a year or so? I don't know when it's.
I don't think that'll be next year.
Quite possibly. And another disturbing part of the news is they're not even going to show it off at E3. It's not going to be at E3 period.
What, this new console or Zelda?
The new Zelda. They're not going to show a trailer. They're not going to have anything. So pretty much, Nintendo's already come out ahead and said, hopefully learn more about what this new console is. I could absolutely see a scenario where it's the same as Twilight Princess. They get a Wii release and a GameCube release, similar to what this generation would be, a Nintendo NX release and a Wii U release.
There's also a rumour going around that Twilight Princess might be coming on the 3DS.
Pretty cool.
I think Nintendo they're relying a bit too heavily on these re-releases of games for the 3DS. I mean, I think their whole the whole model at the minute is just to re-release as many games as they can on the 3DS at the moment, like all the old Zeldas, Xenoblade.
I think that's every game developer right now. That's every game developer. It's really crazy. They also announced this week with the remastered edition of Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. So I mean, it's every week we're finding new releases on every platform. It's just not something that plagues Nintendo only. It's happening on every single one of our platforms.
The thing is with the Zelda, though, we say the re-release. I mean, a lot of people that played Arkham at the time. I mean, what's that, 20 years ago, isn't it? Something like that. And these generation of people that are playing the 3DS, a lot of them have never even played that before. And I've heard that the last one, the latest one, Majora's Mask, is selling really, really well because they've been sold out. Yeah, but it's been sold out as well everywhere for the 3DS. So it must be selling good numbers. Again, that's another one. I mean, when was that released? Was that late 90s? Can't remember, to be honest. But it was an N64 game, wasn't it? All right, we had the port.
Yes, it was.
There was a port on the GameCube, but that was that was hard to find anyway. I don't know how. I don't remember back in the day. I've got it now, but good games.
Yeah, I just think Nintendo, they really need to sort it out. I mean, because obviously their handhelds always sell well, but the home consoles, they really need to. I think they need to show something very special with this new console. I think it might drag people to buying it though if it proves to be more powerful than the Xbox One and the PS4, and it might actually get some third-party developers to move over to it, because at the moment no one's really making games for the Wii U apart from Nintendo. And that third-party support is really needed for them to succeed. So if we see big games coming out for the next Nintendo console and it's a more powerful system and that has the online functionality, it might, you know, you never know, it might be the console to fucking game on. We just don't know.
I really can't see Nintendo bringing out a console that's more powerful than the Xbox One and the PS4.
You never know.
But they've never done that.
Stranger things have happened, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
But they've always been one step behind Nintendo. They've always, you go back to the GameCube, it was slightly inferior compared to whatever other console was out there. Well, I can't remember what it was now. But
Dreamcast and everything.
Yeah. I mean, knowing Nintendo, they might probably call it the new Wii U. You know, wouldn't surprise me. But I don't know. I mean, the one thing that they need to incorporate is the whole. They need to bring the 3DS and the Wii U or whatever it's going to be all into one thing. A bit like the Vita, where you've got the cross-play, where you can buy a game on a PS4 and you can play it on the Vita. You want that on the Nintendo thing. What they're going to do? Are they going to go back to the old sort of move sort of style controls, or are we going to go to a gamepad again? Or are we going to go to a proper controller? So a lot of things that, where'd you go? I mean, you think you've already got two big companies out there at the moment with Microsoft and Sony doing something. You need to find something completely different. So, and that's quite hard. I mean, even, you know, what would you? I wouldn't know what to think. What's different? I mean, that's why they tried the tablet thing, wasn't it? Realistically, even though they haven't really pushed the tablet thing, which is a shame because, you know, they bring the Wii U out with a tablet, but they didn't actually use the tablet. There was a few games that did. I mean, Zombie U was a brilliant game that did use it, but that was it. You know, so who knows? Or do they incorporate the 3DS or whatever it could be then, so that could be used with a console? You know, like a tablet of some sort.
Yeah, I mean, I think Nintendo need to go back to their old school roots, to be quite honest. You look back to the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo 64, I mean, more with the Super Nintendo, that was, you know, the pinnacle of Nintendo. They were dominating the market back then. And ever since the Nintendo 64, I mean, I know they released good games in, but they kind of started to lose their way from there on out because everyone else was moving to CD-based media and they stuck with old cartridges, and they went to the GameCube and they had to be different again with the little CDs. They just need to do something that gamers want. You know, I mean, we've all got Wii U's. When do we fucking play them? Hardly ever.
I think the reason a lot of us don't play the Wii U is because there isn't actually a proper party system on there. I think if there was a proper party system, I think we would be playing it a lot more. It's a very isolated console. I mean, it's fun. I mean, I play it now and again. I do have fun with it, but it doesn't have the whole online aspect like the Xbox and the PlayStation has. But you know, hopefully they do change that. Who knows? So,
yeah. I mean, just yeah. Go on. Sorry, Stunny.
Well, all I was going to say is, I mean, regarding Nintendo, when the 64 came out, I mean, they were going to go down a disc release after the N64. Yeah, well, before the N64 came out, they were going to bring out a disc format, and that was with Sony.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Sony didn't. It all went to shit. And then that's why Nintendo carried on with the cartridge format, and then Sony.
I bet Nintendo are regretting that even now. I really do.
So, but then Sony were good. They came out of nowhere. They did so much advertising. I mean, I remember when the PlayStation 1 came out, it was everywhere. It was in clubs and all sorts. And they're doing it again now. They actually are really pushing the PS4, and that's the thing. People moan there's no games for the PlayStation 4. Okay, we've had a couple just recently, but it's the way they've advertised it, the way they've pushed this.
Yeah, but people say there's no games for the PS4, but the thing is, if the PS4 is your only console, I mean, like we have both, if it's your only console, you've got a shitload of games to play because of all the third-party and multi-platform games that will, like us lot on the podcast are playing on the Xbox One. Those people that only have a PS4, they're playing all those games on that system anyway. So there is actually a lot of content out for the PS4 at the moment. And it is a very good console, and Sony are killing it, and that is because of their advertising. They're learning their lessons. They made some big mistakes with the PS3, and they are bringing it back this generation. They've done a lot of good things with the operating system and the party system. I mean, the party chat system on the PS4 is flawless. It works fantastic. I use it a lot to talk to the Switch and some other people in the community whenever I'm on that system, and and on some occasions it works a lot better than the Xbox, when the Xbox was having a lot of issues with their party chat, which it doesn't seem to be having now. But I think both systems are on par, to be quite honest. I really do.
And going back to Nintendo, that's the problem with Nintendo. See, with the Wii U, it doesn't have a party system on it, and it doesn't have the third-party support, so it's doomed, isn't it? I mean, we had the original IPs came out, which was through EA and Ubisoft, and now they've pulled the plug. So it's a shame. But the only thing I will say with the Wii U, considering how little there is for Nintendo, there's a lot of good games there if you want a single-player experience. But saying that, there is a new game coming out soon, which is Splatoon, and I've heard that's supposed to be really good. But again, you're going to have the same issue, party chat. So we're going to end up being on the Xbox One or PlayStation doing the party chat to play the game. So, yeah.
Another piece of interesting Nintendo news this week, which actually I've only just remembered now, is they are now going to start releasing a lot of their games onto mobile phones.
I think we talked about that a little bit last week, but yeah.
Yeah. So it popped up again this week on a lot of the news sites. A lot of people complaining about it, but I think it's a good move by Nintendo just to push their proprietary games out there a lot more. I mean, there's a lot of good things that they can do on the mobile phones, and it's something that probably Sega should look more into, to be quite honest. So. Another piece of news that my missus Leanne has put up onto our questions. For those of you who have read Ready Player One, or those of you who haven't, should read it. It's a brilliant book, and it's something every gamer should read. They're bringing a movie out from the book, and it's going to be directed by Steven Spielberg, of all people. So expect big things from the movie of that book. I'm really excited for it. I really, really am, and I'm interested to see how the story and the settings from the book translate over to movie, because it's going to take a shitload of special effects, to be quite honest.
I don't know how they do that movie, especially with all in the Ready Player One. I don't see how you get all that IP and content out of copyright protection or whatever. That's fair use. I mean, there's just all kinds, from Smurf references to, Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I mean, it's got all kinds of crazy stuff. And Back to the Future references. It references just about everything out of the 80s and 90s. It's going to be a tough movie to make. If anybody could do it, it'd probably be Steven Spielberg.
Yep. Okay. Next. Sorry, I'm just talking to Peebs as well. Still trying to sort him out on here. Gavin Wolford asks, "Are you looking forward to the Halo 5 campaign after seeing the campaign trailer that came out on IGN yesterday?" I've not seen that trailer, and when you posted that question up, I actually went onto IGN.com and tried to have a look, but I couldn't see it on there, to be quite honest. Have any guys seen it?
No, I'm sort of lost it with Halo at the moment. That's when we get moaned at, but I don't know. After the whole Halo Master Chief collection that went a bit pear-shaped, I've sort of lost my, love for it at the moment.
I'm pretty indifferent with the series as well. They've burned a lot of goodwill with me with the Master Chief collection and statements. Sure, it's gotten better, but it still is nowhere close to where it should be right now.
Yeah, and it's quite frustrating because I didn't grow up with Halo, but I grew up in my early 20s playing Halo on the original Xbox, and it was the first online shooter that really grabbed me, and I've been a fan of the series ever since. And they've kind of burnt it out for me as well with the Halo Master Chief Collection, all the problems that game had. And obviously playing the alpha for Halo 5, it just felt very Call of Duty, with all the upgrade unlocks and the fast pacedness. It just feels like they're going for more of that kind of market, and for me it's just, I can't be, I'm kind of grown out of those type of shooters now. I'd rather play something a bit more slow paced. So for me, I'm not really, I don't know, I'm losing my fandom of Halo, and it's really annoying because I used to be such a big fan. I've even got a Halo Special Edition Xbox 360 for fuck's sake, and I'm feeling like this with Halo. It's sad for me. Gavin's just put on the questions that the Halo 5 trailer is coming tomorrow morning. Oh, that's why I couldn't find it then. So yeah, I'll check out the trailer tomorrow, see what it's like. And the Halo campaigns have always been pretty good, but multiplayer-wise, we have had some fun on the Master Chief Collection, but we've not had enough fun because of all the problems, which has really soured me, and I think it's soured a lot of people in this community, especially.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same, because I really want the Master Chief Collection to work so we can actually get some good sessions in. And we all know that it's fine, because if you look at all like Halo 4 when that got released, there wasn't any real bugs with that. So it's only because they've tried to release something that they've remastered that's actually caused all these problems. And we should find that Halo 5 be like released without any bugs, hopefully, because it's just redoing and just adding like a little bit extra to what we already know is there.
Definitely right. This is the show might go completely wrong here. I'm inviting every Mark Peebles I can see on Google.
Wow, there's more than one.
Oh, shitloads, mate. I'm inviting all the ones without pictures because I'm trying to invite the one that had a picture of a football shirt on, but he's not. I don't think it's that one. So I sent an invite to 8 Mark Peebleses, so we might get a randomer in, or we might actually get Peebs. I don't know. Colin Blake asks a question. I think this might be primarily aimed at you, Tim. Is it worth picking up the Handsome Collection?
It depends on how big of a fan you are of Borderlands. It depends on if you've played through Borderlands before. If you're a big fan, absolutely. If you've never played Borderlands, yeah. But if you're interested in playing through the game once and the in-game loot game doesn't interest you, probably not. I would say the shape it's in with the bugs, I couldn't recommend anybody buying it right now, but if you're a person that's not experiencing those bugs, I could easily see people recommend playing it. It would be good to have a little bit more feedback on what's your experience with Borderlands if you've never played it, or if you're a big fan of the series and want more of that. It's hard for me to answer that question directly.
I only play Borderlands in co-op, and that's the main reason why I picked it up, because it's a really good co-op experience. So if you're looking at playing co-op, it's really, really fun. It's a good laugh, but I've never really had a lot of fun with it playing single player. And I know Tim's different type of gamer, and he really enjoys that multiplayer or single player. But for me, pure co-op on that game, it's a great, great time.
Yeah, most of my time's been single player, actually. I mean, I've had quite a few co-op sessions, but majority of my time with Borderlands 2 has been all pretty much single player.
Yeah.
Colin says he's never played it before, so
yes, I could recommend it.
There you go. You've never played it.
It's a fantastic addition to play. Absolutely jump in, go play it.
Definitely.
There's so much content. There's so much content in there. The amount of DLC that Borderlands 2 alone was released is just massive. I mean, it's hours upon hours and hours of content. So there's more. I'd say there's more gameplay hours than just about anything other than a Master Chief Collection, and which I think it probably rivals close to the game time that Master Chief Collection offers, just with Borderlands 2, and then you get the pre-sequel as well, and it's getting all the DLC with it. So there's quite a bit of game there if you like that kind of game.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say is a negative for the Borderlands games is if you're not a similar level to someone else playing it, it's a bit shit, because unlike Diablo, when you play that, if you're someone's a very much lower level than you, it puts them up to kind of your level. But on Borderlands, it doesn't do that. So like I'm a level 7, Tim's a level 30 something. I joined his game earlier. All the enemies are level to him, so I do no damage to the enemies and they kill me in like one hit. It doesn't make for a very fun gameplay experience for a low level character joining a high level person's game. That's the only letdown, I think, and I think they should have made it more like Diablo, where it does that level sync. You know, it would make it more fun and a lot more accessible for people to play co-op together.
Yeah, it's one of the unfortunate design elements about Borderlands series. If you're not within 2 or 3 levels, either 2 or 3 levels greater or 2 or 3 levels less than the person you're trying to join, it's going to be completely out of balance for you. That's one of the reasons that led me to playing so many different characters. Is that each time I would play with a different group, I'd start a new character and we'd all progress through the game together, and I have that character set aside to play with that group. It's unfortunate that you have to do something like that to enjoy Borderlands 2 in co-op, but it's just part of the way the game's designed. I don't see them ever changing that. Maybe in Borderlands 3 they'll try to adopt something similar to what Diablo 3 did, but for the most part you need to be close to the level of the game that you're trying to join, or it's not going to be a fun experience for one of either the guy that's less level or the guy that's greater level. Either one of you is not going to have a fun time with it.
So there we go. I mean, I was having an hour about picking it up, and I was going to pick it up digital so Kurt could play, but he wasn't interested. And then I didn't pay for any of my for Bloodborne or Borderlands because I traded in a load of old 360 games, and Game were offering an extra 15% off your game, off Borderlands or Bloodborne. So I bought both, obviously, for that extra 15% off. And I'm glad I did. I've not put a lot of time into it, but as I said earlier, it does look good. I've not played the pre-sequel, so that's there for me to play as well. But I've not actually touched the pre-sequel yet because I want to spend some time with Borderlands 2 beforehand. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter if you play a bit of both, or does the pre-sequel kind of go on or before Borderlands 2? I don't understand. Does the story carry on or anything?
Yeah. Normally, people out of the Borderlands community would suggest you play Borderlands 2 first, because a lot of the pre-sequel is told in past tense, which means it takes the main story of the pre-sequel takes place after events of Borderlands 2, but you're playing through history, you're playing through past events, so it's told in a storytelling kind of fashion. So they're telling you events that took place actually before Borderlands 2. It's kind of weird to try to explain to somebody where the pre-sequel actually fits into the canon of everything. But it takes place after Borderlands 2. It's a story told about events that take place before, in between Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2.
What's the noise in the background?
Is that me typing?
No, someone's talking.
I can't hear it.
Oh, okay. It's alright. Just wondering what it was. I thought it was Peebs on the other line. Cheeky bastard.
Is there anything else you guys want to add? Because we're probably going to end it here, because I think that's all the news.
I read something this week.
Oh, go for it.
On the PlayStation this week, and I don't know whether it's true or not, but you got MLB The Show 14, that they're turning off the server the end of next month, I think.
Yes!
Which
cheeky Sony, fucking bastards.
For me, they should at least... I'm guessing they're turning off the server as in the playing online with other people. Especially for a sports game, some people don't always buy them every year. You might go for maybe 2, maybe even 3 years of playing the same game online, but for them to turn off after a year of service just seems wrong.
Well, I looked into more of this news because I was quite interested in it for obvious reasons. And they're only closing the UK servers down, not the USA ones. Because the game isn't very popular in the UK and not very many people play it, they close the UK servers down every year when the next game comes out. But they keep the Yank ones open, apparently.
But can you join the US servers then to play other people?
I haven't got a fucking clue because I pick up the new game every year, so I wouldn't know.
Isn't 14 like 2 years old? Do they like Madden? Like this
No.
year Madden would be like Madden 16 or whatever instead of
No,
Madden 15?
so the one coming out in 2 days' time is MLB 15, the show.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so they
it's
do
just
it
a year
at
old.
the actual year. Yeah. So, but the cool thing is your character progression and your career progression carries over to the next game, so that's pretty cool.
As long as it's not saved on the UK server.
So I'm starting fucking awesome on the for the Red Sox, and I'll be carrying that over, motherfuckers. Yeah.
But if it's something like that, I don't think they should be turning it off. Like, imagine some of the games have been going for years that they've left the servers open that you can join. For them to announce that they're doing okay, it is regionalised, which is sort of a bit better. And as long as you could join the American server, then I'm guessing you could probably do something that you could maybe play just Europeans or something like that. Whether that would make it any better, but just seems wrong that they can turn something off, almost making you buy. That's what it feels like, making you buy the next one.
Next.
Right. I'm just gonna say, Peebs. The one I was adding for Peebs with that picture of the 10 was actually Peebs.
I
Funnily
didn't
enough.
see that.
Yeah.
So
I
I'll
didn't
try
see
and
a
do it
10.
again. So what we're going to do is, obviously, I don't think Peebs is computer literate enough to sort out Google Hangouts while we're recording the podcast. So we're going to end it here. We'll try and get him in the outtakes, and we'll see what happens. And hopefully next week we can get him in, and we'll get him in. I'll get him on a Skype chat in a minute, and I'll try and sort it out. Because it's not working. Right, so anyway, thank you everybody for watching live. Thank you to all you guys who've joined me this evening, and we'll end it here. So from me, Mark Webb, Gamertag and PSN ID, Webby317.
That's me, Captain Kirk, signing out.
And from me, number 1 Stuntmaster.
Goodbye. It's Lord Letterbox.
So thank you very much. Don't forget to visit the website mojo-interactive.net. Find us on Twitter at mojo_int, facebook.com/360gamercast, and you can donate to us in 2 ways. Go to patreon.com and search for Mojo Radio, or go to our website. There's a donate button, and it does it direct to our PayPal, which is fantastic. So thank you very much. We will see you next week. Goodbye. That's the end. That's the end of the... Hey!
How many
We're
viewers
still
did we
here.
have?
We've got 11, which is awesome.
11? Oh, yeah.
Woo!
But you lost one.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get Peebs it. Like, I'm sending Peebs the invites, right? And he's saying, I'm not getting the invites.
Maybe he
I
hasn't
don't
got
know.
that main window open or something.
I don't get it because like you guys, I send you the invite and you get it. It does I'm guessing it does a little pop up or something.
Has he got Google? Because he's using an Apple, isn't he? And I don't know if you've got. I don't know how it works to get onto Google Plus. So, because you have to go onto Google Plus and then go from there, don't you?
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't know. I just do the inviting. I don't accept them, so I haven't got a clue how it works, to be quite honest.
It's actually pretty easy on iOS app or whatever. It's iOS, you get like push notifications whenever a call starts, or you get a call invite or whatever. So it's pretty easy, except on that. I don't know about PC or not ever.
Yeah, I mean, I was on the page for Google, so that's how it appeared. But
Yeah,
I don't know what happened if you weren't on the page. I'm not really sure.
Well, this because you download the app, it keeps it running on Windows 8. I get that little circle with the Hangout sign, and if someone sends me an invite, it just does a little tone and comes up on my screen.
I think he has to be using Google Chrome as well too as a web browser.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's the only way you can get the Hangouts plug-in to install. It's got to be Google Chrome. So that's probably the reason he's not getting a notification for the Hangouts.
Yeah, but he's on an iPad though, isn't he?
Is
I
he
don't
on
know.
Yeah, well, he wasn't he? When I spoke to him yesterday about it, he said he normally uses his iPad.
Yeah, if he's on an iPad, just install the Hangouts app. There's a Hangouts app.
Yeah, that's what
Sign
I done.
into it. Yeah.
I got the app the first time like Webby was mentioning about it and used it, and that run my PC. And that's what I first tried connecting on.
I've ran this whole show on an iPad this week from my end.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
I'm just on PC. What I normally use. I mean, I'm on Windows 7 now. I'm not on 8.
Yeah.
Because we haven't got Dan this week, we're not going to have films. But have you not seen Dead Rising has come out as a film?
Watched the
What?
beginning of it. Yeah, it's on the Crackle service.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to download it from somewhere.
I heard
to watch it.
they did a good job of imitating video games. It's probably not the most entertaining movie, but there's a lot of the video game references throughout it. I watched the beginning of it, and it looked alright.
I've watched loads of films this week, actually.
Yeah.
I've watched Interstellar.
What'd you think?
Oh my! Well, it's slow. The last 20 minutes became a fucking clusterfuck. It's just what happened there? That's all I'm going to say. It's annoying because I like Christopher Nolan films, but I wouldn't say that's one of his better ones.
Yeah.
So
I enjoyed it. Enjoyed it. Dan didn't like it.
It's all right. Yeah, I mean I enjoyed it, but it's just the ending was just.
We can't really get into the ending without destroying it for everybody else. But yeah, it'd be fun to have a conversation about it one of these days.
Yeah. What else have I watched? I watched this afternoon. I've just watched Dracula Untold, and I thought that was brilliant. I'm a bit of a vampire man anyway. I like my Dracula films. Has anyone else seen it?
You like your Twilight?
No, I don't like Twilight.
don't like your vampires to shine like glitter, huh?
No. Has anyone else seen it, Dracula Untold?
No. I heard it was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. Really good film. Set in the old days, so it's not modern times. Well, that's what I say. That was that. What else? I watched Nightcrawler.
Oh, it's good, that, isn't it?
I've got it. I haven't watched it yet, though.
Yeah, that's really good. Another really good film. I'm trying to think what else I've watched. I watched John Wick. That was entertaining.
I watched it. It was good. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, it was. You got to go into it with just an open mind of he's a badass.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You don't mess with that man's dog.
No. Are you back? I think so. I'm not sure. Your sort of thing, he says, isn't it? But yeah, it was good. I like Keanu Reeves anyway. A lot of people don't because they think he's too wooden, and he is a bit wooden. But I quite like him for what he is.
I enjoy some of his movies.
Yeah.
Well, I've actually just found Peebs on here.
I thought you found them earlier.
No, I found the proper one.
What, are they all fakes?
Yes.
So we could have them all join us next week, all these fake Peebs.
I've sent him the invite. I'm hoping he can figure out how to accept it and get in here. Who knows? You know what these old geezers are like with technology, eh, Stunny?
Fuck off. Just mute him. I thought I'd pull one out for you.
Oh yeah. What you got? Super Nintendo. Oh yeah. Is that one of the 9, or have you added to the 9?
No, that's still the 9. I felt actually no. Well, yeah, because how many's up there? 1, 2, 3, 3. Yeah, there's only 3 up there. Then this one's 4, and then the rest are elsewhere. I don't know where the others are actually.
I love that console.
Yeah, they go yellow though. Some of them do. So that's the only thing with them. The plastic's strange on them. I've got one up in one of the cupboards that's never been used. I picked up years ago now, and it's still got all the wrapping on everything in the console.
Right, Peebs is asking,
Hmm.
where would the invite be?
If he's on the
What's he
actual
on?
Hangout website.
In the conversations, if you've got a Google Plus window and it shows you all friends, family, acquaintances, if you go onto friends, and then on the right hand side of the screen it should have it should say something there. They'd be like to join the conversation. You know,
He's been on Google Chrome if he's on a PC.
Yeah.
Doesn't it work with an Explorer or anything like that?
No. You can look to download the plugin for Hangouts app on a PC, and it's either...
Oh, he's on
Windows.
iPad. He says he's on iPad.
Has he got the Hangouts app?
You...
Hangouts app, not Google Plus.
Google Hangouts app.
Yeah, I doubt it'd be different for us over here in the UK. Yeah, mine literally is a Hangouts app.
Yeah, that's what we are.
Yeah, that Hangouts app works really well. I've got it on my phone because obviously it's Android, and it just sends you an alert straight away if someone's sending you a call invite or something. It's really, really good.
Yeah, it does the same. Same on the iPad.
Didn't you reply yet? Would
Right, he says no, just Google Plus. Alright, you
Get the Hangouts app.
download the Google Hangouts app.
See, I didn't because don't you remember when I set it up on my Windows 7? I didn't have an app, and I still don't have an app. All I do is just go onto the website and just follow it through.
Yeah,
Are
he
you
needs
using
to.
Chrome browser?
Yes, I do have. Yeah. Actually, no, I don't know. Is it Chrome? Or is that?
Oh, I'm a bit
Yeah, it is,
hardcore.
yeah.
I use Internet Explorer, Google, and Firefox.
Yeah, I've got Firefox as well.
That's what Google is Chrome.
Yeah, I use Chrome and Firefox. I went from Firefox to Chrome ages ago, but then I'm now finding that Firefox is a bit of a quicker browsing experience. Again.
Depends how many plugins you've got going. That's the problem.
Oh, I always have ad blocker on because them YouTube adverts do my tits in. I mean, I'll go to watch a YouTube video and it's like 20-second advert where if you have ad blocker on, it's just straight away you're watching your advert, watching your video. It's just...
Yeah, there's a pro tip for watching YouTube videos on your Xbox One. If the app stirs you an ad, hit your Y button and immediately B button, and it skips right past the ad, no matter what the timer is. Yeah. Yeah, what it does is it's a glitch in like the app or whatever. It goes like to search and it cancels out of the search and then the app skips.
Are they Xbox headset you're wearing there too?
Yeah, it's XO7s.
Mm.
Yeah, old XO7s.
Nice.
Oh, get a hard bum.
And sitting here trying to watch the Call of Duty Championships as well.
Nice. I was trying to watch the Red Sox game earlier, but it was the only feed on the MLB app that wasn't fucking. It was coming up with an error all the fucking time.
This year's COD Championships is up for grabs. Pretty much all of the major favorite teams have been eliminated, so it's down to it's going to be some new winners this year.
Ooh.
Playing for over $1 million in prize money.
If
$1 million.
you played some Bloodborne this week, whether you have to jump in the party chat with us, so we can both moan at the telly.
Yeah, we'll try and get into each other's games. That'll be quite good.
Well, I don't know. I think you have to have a special thing you pick up. You can't just jump in. I didn't think.
Yeah, it's similar to what
Yeah.
they had in Dark Souls 2. You have to make a special marking on the ground.
Yeah, I mean Galford. Wow. I mean he's done about 7 bosses already. I think. He's
hardcore, man. He has a lot of gaming time.
Well, he's done 23 hours. I saw.
Fucking hell.
Already. I mean, I don't know when he got it though. He could have got it.
I think he got it on Tuesday or Wednesday. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully Peebs is downloading this app. I need to speak to him properly and get him to sort it out, to be quite honest.
Yeah, they could line it out for future videos and stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good to check in with him.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Oh, well, I think we're going to end it here.
Let's do it.
So the clocks have gone forward.
Yeah, because really it's only 8:30, but it's just tomorrow morning that's going to affect us, isn't it?
Yep. Switch was moaning in party chat about it earlier.
Oh, because he works nights, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so realistically for him, I don't know how it works, but I mean, if you were security, you'd finish like at 8 o'clock, but it's really 9 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Mm.
Oh, well.
Not many questions this week. We didn't have much community feedback this week.
No.
No, I'm guessing everyone's asleep.
Slacking.
I know. I normally get quite a few emails, but I only had one or I had 2 emails, but one of them's for Dan or Switch, and obviously they're not here, are they? So.
Everybody's playing Bloodborne and Borderlands.
Yep, everyone's playing games instead of watching us or emailing us.
I don't blame them.
So send some emails, people. Fanmail at mojo-interactive.net.
Yeah.
Or watch the live stream and send more questions. Questions are good. Questions are fun.
I wonder if there's any way of watching it on the Xbox. No, like
Yeah,
the YouTube app.
You just use the YouTube app and it live streams to YouTube as well as Google Hangouts.
As long as you're subscribed to Webby's YouTube channel, the Mojo Interactive Net YouTube account, it shows up in your subscription feed, or if you go to his actual site, it'll show up right there in his upload videos. It's a live event. That's another big thing that YouTube's going to try to do as well, is they're trying to start challenging Twitch as far as video game streaming. They're getting ready to launch their own game.
See this?
Yeah.
So that's the page. You can go on to it. So it's Mojo Interactive Net, all one word, and you can actually watch it on your Xbox One YouTube app, and then it will come up with Live Now, as you can see there. You just click on that.
How does it work regarding
live? See?
Yeah.
Sorry.
How does that work? I can't speak. Regarding swearing, does it come up as an over 18 or not?
Don't know.
I'm just wondering on that.
I'm just searching for it now on my Xbox.
Yeah, that's how I used it last week, because I just popped on just to see what you guys were talking about. Typical, I jump in when you're slagging off the amiibos, but there we go. So that was entertaining. I come in, it's like, oh, you know, the amiibos, and I thought, oh, here we go. So, and then Dan was trying to stick the camera up his nose by the look of it. But yeah, I went on the Xbox, it was fine, not a problem at all.
Have you got all 32 now, Paul?
No, I'm missing missing a Meter Knight and Pac-Man and is it Shuruka? That's
Go
it.
Mario. You got Go Mario.
No, I'm not interested in the gold Mario. I just want to keep. I would like just to have the ones that are in order, but no, I haven't seen them, and to be honest, I've not bothered to look because I'm not paying stupid money for them.
You got all the Mario Party ones?
No, not them. No, I'm just sticking to the original ones that they started with that are numbered. I'm not getting involved in anything else. I have just bought Mario Party, actually, 10. Is it 10? It hasn't, it hasn't come yet. Though. It's in the post. I bought it for 25.
That's not bad. Yeah, I've got a download code for it, so I could stick it on my Wii U for the kids.
Yeah, I mean, we always play it at Christmas. We always play the Mario Party games. I mean, I don't have 9, but I have 8. I have 7. I have 6. I think I've got 5 over there. I think, is it 5? Oh no, it's 4. Yeah, no. That's just
the gaming room.
Yeah, but that's just a tiny bit. Most of it's in storage, and then there's another load to this other side here which you can't see. So, I don't know if I can quickly show you. Let's see if I can. Just the camera of the.
It's to your ceiling.
What?
It's to your ceiling.
No, that's the floor.
Yeah.
Is that the floor?
No, that's just well, that's the ceiling. I'm not showing it down below.
Yeah, that's the ceiling.
It's
It's
really
back
messy.
to the ceiling.
No, it's not messy. No, it's actually dodgy curtains. Got to change them. They're only temporary. My missus is banging on about them because I've just wallpapered it. I wallpapered it all in here, but I've still got the shitty curtains up. But no, my missus got loads of her stuff because she does art and all that kind of stuff, and she's got a load of that stuff. So.
What happened to the man cave, Paul? Come on.
This is it to a certain degree, but it is invaded with other people's stuff as well.
That's not real man cave, is it?
No, well, it is because I've got the computer up here now. I mean, there's a TV there, which is a little CRT, which I do use now and again for the Master System or the Mega Drive. It's not how I want it yet, but we're still in work in progress, if you get what I mean.
With your boombox in the background as well.
Yeah, just turn that around. Yeah, there's 2 of them up there.
You rock them on your shoulders. You go out walking.
Do you know what? Not last year, but I think it was a couple of years ago. I was on one of these BMX events up in London, and there was this black guy that come up to us, and he had one of them on his shoulder, and he'd been walking all around Covent Garden with it. And I go to him, I said, "Your arm must hurt," and he goes, "No, I still look cool though." And God knows how many batteries he must have gone through as well, because he was running it on batteries, and that bad boy takes about 12.
Yeah, 12 Ds.
Yeah,
D batteries.
Yeah. So it works. That works. It is plugged in. I mean, it does actually work.
I bet there's no weight in the actual unit. It's just all the batteries you got in it.
No, that weighs a ton. No, that's well heavy.
Those magnets on those speakers are pretty heavy as well.
Yeah, I was quite lucky to find that. I've been after one of them for years, and I found it last year. That was my best find last year at a car boot for 40 quid. So, and they go for about 300. They do on eBay, if they work, and that works. That come from an old boy. Didn't really. He just wanted what he wanted for it. It looked like he had it from brand new. So, because there's no marks, it's not cracked, no cracks, all the aerial, perfect.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to jump off now and probably go to bed soon. To be quite honest, I don't know. Maybe have a
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Watch a bit of telly. Maybe play some more Bloodborne. Who knows?
I don't know if I'm in the frustrating mood.
Yeah, that's it.
that's the only thing with Bloodborne. You think, do I put it on, or am I just going to get really pissed off? And because it's really intense, isn't it? That's the other thing as well. I mean, that was the thing about it earlier. See, is I did a playthrough with the cane. Oh, don't ever use the cane. Worst weapon.
Shit.
Yeah, but the thing with the cane is you have to be perfect in line. You have to get them dead on to attack them. So I then did another playthrough, started again with the cleaver, and then it was like, yeah, great. You know, went up to the first bloke, hacked him, one whack, dead. Went to the next dude, whacked him, dead. Started going downstairs, and I did the 4 of them. You know, you get the 4 that are walking past the steps. You get, I think it's 4 or 5 dudes walking past the steps going towards the bonfire. Well, I did all of them, and then I got further ahead, and it's just that one moment you get cocky, and then I got just destroyed. It was like, oh, I've lost all of those blood echoes, you know. So, but that's the thing at the moment. I need to try and I want to just keep rinse and repeat that bit and just get me a lot of health packs. So, because you can get these like bloods, what do they call them?
Blood vials or something.
Yeah, that's right. Because I've only got like 3, and I want to get like.
Dude, later on when you start killing enemies, you max them out really easy. You really do. Oh, someone's dog's yapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's got a dog?
Mine.
Or is it, do you want a shotgun? There's a joke. Not to all dog owners, I like dogs, don't worry. And I'll get banned now.
PWF, you Mr. Stumpmaster here.
If we're all doing it.
Alright, Webby's brought up Sonic. I gotta go.
Right, we've got to go now. Got stuff to do. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching live again. That's really, really cool. All 10 of you. And I look forward to putting the show up on Tuesday. And that is it. So
it's really Leon in a separate room running about 10 different accounts on Google Plus.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, to be quite honest. Yeah. Cool.
Later.
Right. Yeah, so thank you very much, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the week. We'll play some games, do some Borderlands, and catch you later.
Yeah, see you later.
See you later.
See you later.